Welcome to Raiders Media Day. It's Raiders Roundtable brought to you by America First Credit Union. From the Intermountain Healthcare Performance Center, I'm JT, along with Q Myers and the finalists for the Hall of Fame, the great Eric Allen. And we are live in the indoor facility on the field. Welcome in on all our platforms, especially YouTube. And EA, you got to be thrilled. We're back here again. We had a blast last year.
We did.
We're going to do it again.
We did. I guess when you talk about this Raiders team coming full circle, we're back here again. So much optimism, and everyone's excited about this football team. I'm just ready to get it going right now.
Q, you've been around this team a lot. You're at OTAs. Yeah. You're right there in front of the podium. What have you noticed so far as the big difference now that Antonio Pierce is officially the head coach this time?
I think it's energy. I think energy is the biggest key. There's so much energy from the players to the coaches to the assistant coaches to being out on the field, even going through drills. It's just boom, 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 boom. You know, it's just a lot of energy, a lot of excitement. The players are saying how excited they are to be at work, and that's a positive. EA, we could tell you, man, if you come to work and you're excited, fire it up, good things are going to happen.
EA, I'm excited because I believe the roster is significantly better. And the Raiders from the draft, free agency, Christian Wilkins, Brock Bowers. I mean, this is a better roster, and it was a pretty good roster last year when we were here on Media Day, but I think there's been some drastic improvements.
I think so too, JT. When we look at it, and we've been around this football team for so many years, and coming into this season defensively, I think is the one area that has really, really raised up. And I think at the end of last year, coming to this year, the coaching staff, just the preparation and the ability to be able to handle teams like the Kansas City Chiefs, I'm really looking forward to defensively this football team this year.
Q, the big question is quarterback. We have a real quarterback battle now, which I think is going to be entertaining and interesting for our fans.
No, I think so as well, and the fan base is very excited, right? I talked about the energy, as you know, doing the radio show every day. The fan base is fired up. They're pumped up. They want to see how this battle, this true quarterback competition is going to play out. But, to EA's point, the defense is going to lead this team, and that's exciting in itself, to know that the defense is going to not only build off what they did, but they added other pieces. It's an exciting time if you're a Raider fan right now.
We're excited today. We're going to have tremendous turnout from the players. Tom Telesco is going to join us. He's going to be our first guest, and we're looking to dive into this roster. There's a lot to cover here over the next few hours here, but we're going to begin with the loss of Jim Otto. And let me tell you, there's greatest Raiders of all time, check the box, greatest centers of all time, arguably number one, and greatest football players, period, all time in Canton, Ohio. And Eric Allen, this is one of the pillars, Mr. Raider, the first ever Raider, the first Raider ever inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. It's a massive loss for this organization.
It really is. And I remember coming to this organization long ago, 1998, and he was one of the guys you met. And him along with Willie Brown, I mean, just treasures of the National Football League, and really excited. And it's important that we all know as Raider fans that he was one of the first. He was one of the guys who, the flag bearer of this organization. Just a tremendous loss. He was always around, always accessible. Just a great loss for this Raider Nation.
Q, we've been talking about it a lot on the radio.
Yeah.
It's had a deep effect on the fans, especially, the old-time Oakland Raider fans, the L.A. fans, the new Las Vegas Raider fans. They all know 0-0 and the impact on this team.
That was it right there, 0-0, right? I mean, and that was something that was an impact across the National Football League. When you saw 0-0, you thought of Jim Otto. And the one thing that stood out to me, even the whole week talking about him and celebrating him after he passed, is all the former players, like EA just said, the ones that came into the organization, how they all met with Jim Otto and what he meant to him, from guys like Rich Gannon and, EA and others, that talked. Lincoln Kennedy, right, was very emotional about Jim Otto. So that lets you know how much he means to an organization and the players.
Let's take a look back at the life and legacy of the great Jim Otto.
In 1960, I was on the Oakland Raider football team. I just kept working every day to prove to them that I was worthy of being on the Raider football team.
Hold him down there, baby! Hit him! Hit him! Make a break out there, gang! Come on, babe!
I had my heavy beliefs in the Oakland Raiders and what we were going to do, and we were going to do it right there on that field. We were going to dig in our feet and go like heck. We would go on the field and take on anybody wearing that silver and black. I truly believe that we're going to win. It's going to cost us something, but we're going to win, and that's the way I've always been. I felt a lot of responsibility to make sure that I was doing the right thing in everything that I did. When I went out on that field and I hit somebody, I want to put them down, and I want to be recognized for putting them down. I wanted to be a bit of a problem for them throughout the entire game, throughout whatever they were doing, and that's the way I played.
Look at the time, and LaMonica has to throw back here.
I was very thankful for what people have given me and the responsibility that it is to prove to everybody in the world that I could do it, that I was the best.
What a way to start off our broadcast by paying tribute to the late, great Jim Otto. I'm just honored to say that I knew him. I consider him one of the all-time greats, and we're all going to miss him in a big way. So we're kicking off Media Day live on Raiders Roundtable. We got a big show lined up. Tom Telesco is going to join us, the GM of the Silver and Black. We'll dive into the roster, what's going to happen going forward here before training camp, and a lot of the news of the offseason, live from the Intermountain Healthcare Performance Center. This is Media Day on Raiders Roundtable.
This is our second annual Raiders Business on the Course. We started this event with the concept and thought that we wanted our players to understand the game of golf, knowing that business deals are conducted around golf. A former Raiders player, it'll be a current Raiders player, a professional golfer, and a business professional. We're very strategic with all the invitees here. We really tried to hit on all of these guys' interests with whatever they're interested in off the field, outside of football.
Once a Raider, always a Raider, right? So getting out here, and I mean, even people that played for the Raiders when they were in Cali, that's probably what I've enjoyed most about today, is talking with them, getting to know them. It's been a great experience. It's been a fun experience. I'm very grateful for the Raiders for doing this. This has been awesome, and I'll definitely be back next year for sure.
I had a great talk with the guys in my foursome today, just about real estate and just letting my money work for myself. And so I'm really excited to just kind of get back home and look into that.
Obviously, the season is super busy, and the off season is busy as well. But events like these are awesome. I think our guys do a great job of getting us in touch with them and putting them on and making them run smoothly like they did today.
To be a Raider is to be bold, powerful, and loyal.
Once a Raider, always a Raider.
Raider Nation family is authentic, with a heart here in Las Vegas. We are often imitated, but can never be duplicated. Why?
The autumn wind is a Raider.
Because there is only one nation.
All right, welcome back to Raiders Roundtable. It's Media Day. JT along with Q Myers, Eric Allen, and the GM, Tom Telesco. Tom, great to see you. How are you?
Thanks for having me on. This is great.
Thrilled to have you. And I saw you the other night here. We were here for the Wellness Weekend for the alumni, so you got an opportunity to be behind the scenes here. And I know you're getting to know the alumni. That was a special night.
That was a great night. By the way, they turned this building over pretty quick, huh? It was like a huge wedding in the back with the amount of people that are here, the way it was set up. It was a great event. A lot of alumni were here, and we had talked about it earlier. There is no team that does the alumni like the Raiders do. And the way that was set up, a whole weekend of activities, a lot of it around wellness and education for former players and their spouses. And it was a great event. It was fun just hanging out, talking with former players. I love hearing the stories of the players that played here in the past. It was just a great deal.
Yeah. Let's start off with OTAs and how's it been so far, getting the players in the building and some of your big thoughts overall.
Yeah, it's been great. I was just talking upstairs about, the OTA is really about individual improvement. It's probably the only time of the year it's really more about individual than team. A lot of the work is in the weight room, and the guys done a great job in the weight room with conditioning, strength development, and then individual development on the field. Now, obviously, we do some group and some teamwork on the field, but a lot of it's individual work, getting better. Now we get to training camp. Now it's really more about the team, group work. But, individually, we need guys, especially like last year's draft class and 2 years ago, the young guys that kind of take a step up. A lot of that step up is in the offseason.
The evaluation period that you go through with the young guys and the free agents, how do you know they're going to accept this kind of individual coaching that seems to be new with Antonio Pierce's crew?
Yeah, so this time of year, I try not to evaluate the players. Try not to. I mean, they're out there practicing, so you do watch, and you can't help but a lot of the young guys, it's about learning the offense, the defense, the scheme, how we do things, even like how we practice, how the drills we use. If you learn that all here, once you get to training camp, then you let your abilities take over. And we let your talent take over, and that's where we start to evaluate the players. Here, I try and keep an open slate because the guys are learning. The veterans kind of know the deal, but the young guys don't. So I have this education, learning what we do, and we'll get to training camp. We'll start evaluating then.
One of the things that stood out to me, and I know you're out at practice, I am as well, is just the energy from the players and the coaches. What have you thought about that? Especially even in individual drills, there's still a lot of energy there.
Yeah, and it's kind of how Antonio put the coaching staff together, to have the energy in the practice field. You kind of need that. It's hard. It's hard work, right? Practice is hard, and it's supposed to be hard. But if there's energy to it, and the more you enjoy being out there, it kind of raises the level. But, yeah, certainly a lot of energy, a lot on defense, obviously, and we like to see that. But watching the individual position coaches work with the guys, I think that's what AP wanted, is to have that part of that practice.
I wanted to ask you about Christian Wilkins. What a big signing. Can you take us behind the scenes on your evaluation before you got here? Everybody knew he was a great player. And then to see him up close now in the silver and black, what's that process been like?
We try and be very selective in who we sign, obviously, and obviously Christian was a big signing. But he kind of checked all the boxes we're looking for in a free agent, just as far as how he played in the past, what his age was, the position he plays, which is a premier position, to find that interior defensive lineman that can only play the run but play the pass, and has the character and work ethic we're looking for. I mean, the day that we signed him, that he came in, did his media work, signed his contract, took his physical, not in that order, obviously, physical, contract, media. But then he was out here on the field getting his workout in. And actually, Gardner Minshew was doing the same thing when he came in. He was out here getting his workout in the day that they signed. That's what we want to see. I mean, they're here to play football. Work ethic is a big part of it, especially when he signed a big contract. So he's fit right in with us.
Yeah, I just love his energy. Even, watching him last year when he played for the Dolphins, I just thought he was the Raider kind of guy, perfect kind of player to match up, with Maxx Crosby. He reminds me a lot. I'm going to kind of give you a little history here. He reminds me a lot of Jerome Brown. I played with Jerome Brown early on out of Miami. Just so athletic, the great burst, pass rush, physical force. Talk to us a little bit about what your expectations are of him and Max together.
Yeah, that's a great comparison, by the way, Jerome Brown. Christian, he's a natural leader. Even though he's a veteran, even though he's played in the league, when you come to a new team, sometimes guys will take a step back and kind of see the lay of the land. He walked in here and he just leads naturally right away. And that's kind of rare to see.
Yeah.
But look, if we're going to build the defense, you have to start up front. Rushing coverage, that's what we need. But to have him and Max, and we've got, probably 4, 5, 6 different guys we can bring in on the defensive front to get after the quarterback. And it makes your coverage look a heck of a lot better in the back.
It does.
So, but that was the thought behind it. We can't have everybody just sliding the protection to Max all the time. We have some rushers on the other side, but we need some interior pass rush. That's the hardest to find, and that's why we spend that much money on Christian Wilkins.
AP's made it very obvious that he wants not only great players, but he wants great Raiders and guys that specifically fit with what the Raiders want to do. He said he's the gatekeeper of that locker room. How important was it to get not only Christian Wilkins a talent, but Christian Wilkins the Raider?
Yeah, I mean, fit is huge. Fit's important in the draft. It's important for agency. We want guys that fit the Raiders. All right, and there's a certain fit. Even it's so funny just talking like Maxx Crosby. Like, does he fit the Raiders? Like, it's Max with 2 X's. How could he not fit the Raiders? But it's the style of play. It's how much you work, in the off season. But a lot of it's just the personality. Like, we let you be you. Whatever that is, don't care.
Yeah.
As long as you work hard, you're accountable, and you're a great teammate. But, yeah, and when, AP has a vision for what he wants, and that's what, and actually our scouts are here this week going through some meetings. It makes player acquisition that much easier when the head coach has a specific vision of what he wants, not only in the team, but each individual position, and that's what we have right now.
Tom, I'm fascinated by Brock Bowers and how it came about. Your evaluation, the draft starts happening, Michael Penix goes early, the quarterbacks are going, and then all of a sudden, arguably, I don't think it's arguable, the greatest tight end in the history of college, 2 Mackey Awards, 2 national championships, is on the board. What was it like in this building as Bowers was coming towards you?
It's a scenario that we had worked through to see if that could happen. We had to have everything covered. You just never know how the draft's going to run. So that was one of the scenarios. And one of the things we looked at in the offseason was offensively, just like keep it simple. Like, we got to score. We got to score more points on offense. That could come from, offensive line, better protection, better run game. It could come from playmakers at receiver, running back, tight end, quarterback. It doesn't matter. We got to score more. So he should help us in that regard. Still a young player. I like what I've seen so far. Not trying to evaluate too much in OTAs, but you can't help but see his athletic ability, his feel in the passing game. The one thing you can't get a feel for here, just because of the nature of practice, is his run after catch ability. But he has some natural instincts to it, combined with, he's fast and strong and a great athlete. So it's been great to see. We have to get him integrated in the offense. That will start kind of in training camp, but excited to have him.
Yeah, I tell you, when we picked him up, the first thing I thought was, man, that's going to be so dynamic with those 2 guys, Michael and him, on the football field at the same time. It just would give defenses just headaches, right? You're not sure whether to go with a nickel package if you're defense, if you're going to line up with an extra Sam linebacker. That must give this offense an opportunity to really dictate when they have that opportunity.
It does, and what's nice about both Michael and Brock is they can block at the line of scrimmage, which is part of your job description. And I think with Brock, I think people forget, like, he'll get after it in the run game. He's going to give up a little bit of size to bigger defensive ends, which is natural. But he kind of has that plays with an edge, gets after guys, and you just got to tie him up for a little bit and finish the block and let the back decide what he wants to do. But Michael has that as well. So, yeah, depending on how teams want to play us, it's good to have different matchups with receiver and different styles of receiver, different styles of tight ends, different styles of backs that give some people some problems.
Regardless of the quarterback competition, how that shakes out, those guys have to be the best weapons for those quarterbacks. So it's got to make them even more comfortable.
Yeah, it has to. And like I said, you like to have a nice menu for Luke Getsy to go to. Different styles of players at different positions, get the offensive line solidified, and let it go from there.
Tom, last question for us. With the cap where you're at now, currently, and you got to sign players in the future, how unique is this situation right now? How do you feel about where you are financially with this roster?
Yeah, it's good to have. It's earmarked for this year. The cap space we have now, earmarked some for this year, some for next year. We want to make sure we have some long-term sustainability. I think what people forget is there's also a good portion of that you need in season just to operate. Yeah. Where there's injured reserve, practice squad, that sort of thing. We still have some eyes on some players that are out there right now that we may sign going into training camp. We'll kind of see how it works out. But as we build this, and it's not like a rebuild, but as we build this moving forward, you have to have long-term sustainability, and part of that is having that cap space this year, next year. Maybe roll some of that over to next year, maybe use some of it this year. But we have a plan for it. We'll see how it works out.
Thanks for being our first guest on Media Day.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me on.
Starting us off.
Wonderful. How long you guys on for today?
We're on for a long time.
Long time, brother. All day.
We're excited to
come back at you.
We can use you again. We'll book you on the back end. Thanks to Tom Telesco for joining us. When we come back, players start to join us. Coaches, we got a big day alive here from Raiders headquarters. Raiders Roundtable. It's Media Day.
This is our second annual Raiders Business on the Course. We started this event with the concept and thought that we wanted our players to understand the game of golf, knowing that business deals are conducted around golf. A former Raiders player, it'll be a current Raiders player, and a professional golfer and a business professional. We're very strategic with all the invitees here. We really tried to hit on all of these guys' interests with whatever they're interested in off the field, outside of football.
once a Raider, always a Raider, right? So getting out here and even people that played for the Raiders when they were in Cali, that's probably what I've enjoyed most about today is talking with them, getting to know them. It's been a great experience. It's been a fun experience. I'm very grateful for the Raiders for doing this. This has been awesome, and I'll definitely be back next year for sure.
I had a great talk with the guys in my foursome today just about real estate and just letting my money work for myself. And so I'm really excited to just kind of get back home and look into that.
Obviously, the season is super busy, and the off season is busy as well. But events like these are awesome. I think our guys do a great job of getting us in touch with them and putting them on and making them run smoothly like they did today.
Welcome back to Raiders Roundtable, brought to you by America First Credit Union. JT along with Q Myers and Eric Allen. And thanks again to Tom Telesco. Fantastic that he could kick it off for us. Want to remind you, we're on Raider Nation Radio all day, from morning drive to my show at noon in the afternoons, Q show and evening drive. We got you covered. Listen Monday to Friday, 7 to 5 Pacific, Raiders.com. You can stream it on the app, which is great, and we love this lineup here, Q. You got everything. Yep. You're our host and our PD. Tell us about this.
Well, I just love it. Just love it. Able to start things off in the morning with the morning tailgate. Obviously, Clay Baker and Vinny Bonsignore. Vinny's our insider, so he gives us all the details that we need to know. Rich Eisen, obviously, in between you and the morning tailgate. He's fantastic, and he has some high expectations for the Raiders this year as well. You know what you bring to the table, and then we close things out with me, and I just try not to mess it up. Try not to get in the way.
You got it covered for sure. I'm happy you mentioned Rich Eisen. He talks a lot of Raiders.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
Which is good. So we're going to get into the quarterback competition, and I'll start with you, Q. What Antonio Pierce said about the first snap. What did he mean by that for Aidan O'Connell?
Well, he earned the right. He earned the right to take the first snaps. I mean, he went into a situation last season where no one expected him to get onto the field as a fourth-round draft pick. He eventually does. You know, AP names as the quarterback November 1st, and he goes through trials and tribulations, but really closed out the season strong. I mean, you look at those last 5 games, 8 touchdowns to 1 interception. You can't get upset at that, and so he has earned the right to take those first snaps, which means he has a guy that's thirsty behind him to be out on the field as well, in Gardner Minshew. So the competition is going to be deep, but right now Aidan O'Connell, like I said, has the right to take the first snap in training camp.
EA, we're hearing a lot about 12 personnel and which quarterback will thrive better in that. I think that's all about this competition. You just asked Tom Telesco about the weapons that were given to Luke Getsy. What does that mean, 12 personnel, and who's going to benefit from that?
Well, when we talk about 12 personnel, it's 2 tight ends on the football field, and usually you have a blocking tight end and then one who's kind of a guy who can kind of spread you out a little bit. We're unique in that situation. Both our guys can do a little bit of everything. They're very versatile, but that's going to help the run game. So that's going to force defenses to get away from that nickel defense where they have this smaller defensive back end and bring in another linebacker. So you have 3 linebackers going against those really talented tight ends. That's going to help the play action game. So now we're talking play action. What does our Raider Nation want to do? We want to throw the ball deep, right? So if we have a guy stick the ball in, pull it back out, throw that deep ball. We saw Aidan complete those deep balls last year. That really backs that defense up. So that's what I'm excited about. That 12 personnel is going to give us an opportunity to dictate. And when you're dictating, now, you know what? The defense has to catch up to you a little bit. You can use the play action pass, throw the deep ball. So whatever quarterback is able to have a better completion percentage with the deep balls, that's the quarterback who's going to really be the kind of guy the Raider and Raider Nation wants to see behind center.
So when it comes down to it, the defense has to make a decision,
yes.
right? Especially with a guy like Brock Bowers. Do you put a linebacker on him or a corner?
Yes.
Because it's a mismatch no matter what.
This game's all about mismatches.
Right.
That's what it's about. It's about personnel decisions and situational football. Antonio Pierce did an unbelievable job of getting this team ready to really be a physical brand of football. And that's what it's about. That's what we're going to be for the next couple years with this type of staff, to have 2 tight ends, to be able to block for the running back and be able to make sure that you're able to beat that younger, smaller defensive back. And now you have to bring in a bigger guy. And now you can utilize that tight end who's really versatile, split him out. So now you have a Sam linebacker outside. Those are the kind of things that the Raiders want to do, and this is the kind of offense that we can employ. This is what we're going to do. 2 tight ends, basically. This is what the Bears from last year. You can put guys in movement, stack them. Guys can get to the point of attack, block those safeties, get the edge for the linebackers, allow the running back to really establish the running game, to establish what you want to do and identify, punch people in the mouth. That's what we have to do. So many teams are, pass first, finesse football teams. We want to punch guys in the mouth on offense and then do the same thing on defense, and you see that being done by the personnel they've brought in the last year and a half.
Hugh, I love what we just saw there because Luke Getsy is familiar with that.
Right, yeah.
That was the strength of the Bears last year, but I think it's got to go to the next level. When you got Bowers and Big Mike there, these guys are going to catch the ball downfield, and whatever's going to happen here, whoever wins the quarterback competition, we got a lot of content to fill on Raider Nation Radio, so we're not going to answer that today, but whatever happens, this has got to be, is it fair to say, tricked up to a level
for sure
that defenses are saying, I don't know what we're going to get. It's going to be Gardner Minshew or Aidan O'Connell, Aidan or Gardner, but Davante's out there, Tre Tucker, Jacoby Myers, 2 big tight ends, and then Zeus, Zamir White. You would think Zamir White would be big in this.
He's definitely going to benefit from this, and that's the exciting thing about this offense is it has an opportunity to be a tree with many different branches, right? I mean, especially with Brock Bowers being that guy that can line up anywhere. It's not like he has to line up as a tight end. He can line up in the backfield. He can line up out wide. If you go back to Georgia and what he did in the snaps and where he took them, he's so versatile, and that's what I think this 12 personnel, not only is it going to dictate what the Raiders want to do, it's also going to kind of dictate what the defense has to do, and that's going to be where the Raiders are really going to benefit from it.
Yeah, EA, I thought last year the problem was, and I was on the trip where we lost to the Bears, and the Bears just ran it, and they ran it hard, and they were impressive.
They were physical.
In that game with Tyson Bagent at quarterback.
Don't remind me. Don't remind me.
But they were going to run the football, and I thought Getsy had a great game plan in that particular game. But what this comes down to for me, and we always say this on the pregame show, run the plays that you run in Henderson. In this building, run them. And I think it's going to be critical here at training camp, and we'll get to what's going to happen there as we go out of state for that. But they have got to make sure this is a well-oiled machine. The 12 personnel, the tight ends, they're too good. It can't take 6 games for them to get their legs. It can't be their young players. It's going to take time to adapt. No, we're opening up against the Harbaugh brothers in L.A. and then in Baltimore. This offense has got to be explosive. I think it has the opportunity to do that.
Oh, without a doubt. And so we've been talking about 12 personnel, and we understand that means 2 tight ends. But our 2 receivers, we haven't even spoke about them
They're pretty good.
But Jacoby Myers and our guy Davante.
Right.
I mean, to take advantage of that situation, not allowing the defense to really double up on Davante, hopefully, because of what Jacoby did last year. Coming out in the beginning of the season, there's so many opportunities, I think, because of the situation, the formations we're going to be in, for Davante to have just a humongous year, another all-pro type year. Jacoby can be another outstanding number 2 receiver. We have just so many opportunities, in the passing game after we establish a run to be able to strike downfield. I'm really excited about what this offense is going to be able to do.
How good was Jacoby last year, though? I mean, just as a number 2 to Davante, he was really good.
Yeah, he really took advantage of the opportunities he was given. So really love the fact that he can do a little bit of everything. And Davante was so excited and happy for him. He's a guy who can route run, he can catch the deep ball, do a little bit of everything.
Luke Getsy joins us, the offensive coordinator. Thanks for joining us us on Media Day.
Absolutely, man. Thanks for having me, guys. How we doing?
Doing good, man. Talking about all those guys. You know,
I was hearing about some parts of things.
First off, we mentioned the Chicago game last year when you were at the Bears, 12 personnel, the way you were able to run the ball against the Raiders. Now you come here with all these extra weapons. What's it been like for you taking a look at all this new personnel?
No, it's been a lot of fun. I think that's, the art of what we do is you have these great players and then you let them go do their thing, right? You try to create as much space that you can for them. And, the flexibility that all these guys have has been really been the most fun to work with and get to know them really, right? See what they're capable of and try to push the limits as far as we can and get guys in a bunch of different positions and doing a bunch of different things. And I think that's going to be, our secret sauce this year in the sense of I think we have a lot of those types of guys that can do a lot of different things.
Yeah, I guess everybody has a tree where they came from and kind of what is their perfect offense or what tree did you come from? What's your perfect game plan?
Sure. I've been pretty fortunate. I've been around a lot of really good coaches, and Mike McCarthy took me under his wing, probably about 11 years ago now. And so I got to learn the game from him from a whole different perspective and someone who really has been a mentor for me throughout my career. And then having the opportunity to go back to Green Bay in 19 and work under Matt LaFleur, I really got to, really dive into this style of play. And it's not too far from what I learned from Coach McCarthy. It really isn't, but it's kind of more my blend of who I am and what I like to do. And in the sense of we try to make everything look the same and everything, whether it's a run play to another run play or a run to a pass or a pass to pass. We try to do as many things as we can that look the same to the defense and keep the defense guessing as much as possible, keep them on their heels, and then the tempo of our style of play and the way that we run off the rock is something that I really admired right away from that perspective, and hope to do the same thing here.
Coach, what has been your impression so far of OTAs? I know it's not a full training camp. You're not putting every install, but the energy from the players, the willingness to learn what you're trying to implore, and even just the rest of the coaching staff as they're putting everything together.
It's been awesome. We're a new staff, but we didn't get treated like a new staff. So we didn't get those extra couple weeks at the front end of this thing, the extra mini camp. So that was a cool, little unique challenge that we had to overcome. But a credit to all the players. The work ethic that they have, the mentality that they have, the positivity staying in, because we threw a lot of stuff at them, and the way they were able to retain everything in such a short time. I mean, really like a little over a month, and it's really impressive, especially the rookies that have come in here. These young guys have come in here, and they have just kicked butt with this thing, and so we're really excited that we're going to be able to hit training camp running, and that was really the goal.
Coach, I want to go back to Green Bay with Davante. And what did you see the first time you started working with him? And Aaron Rodgers is one of the greatest of all time. Well, walk me through those practices and his work ethic and what he's like when he parks and comes into this building, because you got Maxx on the defensive side. He's the face of the offense. Tell us about your relationship with Davante.
Yeah, I think when I got to Green Bay in 2014 with Davante, we kind of showed up at the same time. It was a few guys. Like I got to college, and I went to college with Larry Fitzgerald, and every practice you were like, wow, those things. And when I got to Green Bay, with Aaron, it's every day. You're like, wow, like every day. And Tay's kind of that type of player, it's like you're just blown away in little moments of practice. Whether it's a release, whether it's a catch, whether it's a route, whatever it is, you're blown away by it. And I think that's really cool. And like you said, I'm learning quickly that Maxx does that on defense every single day and pain in my butt. But, Tay is that type of player where you're going to practice every day and you're like, whoa, And so when you have those type of players on your team, you're really excited to work with them. And Tay's been doing that ever since I know him.
Yeah, he's just fantastic, just ball player. And I know you had DJ Moore last year and, guys who can route run, they can make the deep play, one-on-one stuff. Just talk to us a little bit about what do you do with that superstar receiver who's on your team? Do you go into the game saying, man, I got to get him the ball like 5 or 6 times, or is it just a feel of the game?
No, you definitely have an intent, right? I think that as you go in your game plan, you're trying to find different ways to get your main guys the ball. And then, other players kind of get the benefits of it. So if Tay's sitting on the backside and they want to double or cloud or do whatever, then the guys on the front side get the benefit of less coverage. And so I think you go into those game plans, you find different ways to make sure they're touching the ball. Because usually when they're touching the ball, it's going to help everybody in the process, right? Your quarterback completion percentage is going to go up. You're going to get other guys open in different situations. So it's important that you get the ball in those guys' hands. But at the same time, I think the other guys benefit from it too, because now we just get a really good flow of run, pass, and mixing the ball all over the field. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get the offense to where we have a bunch of guys doing a bunch of different things. So when hopefully when people want to play one guy, we can go another direction.
When you look at the different wide receivers, we know what Davante and Jacoby bring to the table, but what about the other guys? What about a Tre Tucker and his speed? And then, of course, Brock Bowers. I know he's a tight end, but he's really a weapon. I mean, what do you see when you see those guys?
Yeah, I'll touch, again, Jacoby's been awesome. I didn't know him before this process, and absolute stud, complete guy, mental part of the game, physical part of the game, coach on the field. Great leadership, so he's been fabulous to work with. And then Tuck's been absolutely amazing this offseason. I think he's really coming to his own. I think the play speed is real. And then you mentioned Brock and Mike, both of those guys. They give you different dynamics at the tight end position. The physicality, the run after catch that both of them have at the tight end position is something we really hope to lean on.
Coach, the last 4 games also for Zamir White, 4.7 yards a carry. With Josh, when you look at Josh Jacobs and him being gone at the end of the year, he stepped up. He is a beast. I wanted to talk about him in that weight room. When this guy's lifting weights, you catch a little of this on social media. He looks like a linebacker. And then I can imagine for you on 3rd and 3 with Brock Bowers behind the line of scrimmage and his ability to make people miss. But then you got a big back and then the depth of the running back room, if you can touch on that.
Yeah, no, he's been great this offseason. Like you said, we had there was a play in OTA, I think it was second week of OTA, and we got to see that speed that he has too. So he kind of creased it and he took it. That was pretty cool. That was pretty cool to see, just he's a different cat. Like that is like a speed that not many guys have. And to be paired with that size that he has. But it is a complete room. I think we got a really cool room that has guys that can, catch the ball out of the backfield. We got guys that can hit the perimeter. And then we have Z that can kind of do both in the sense of hit it inside, hit it outside with really cool speed. So it's a really cool room. I'm excited to see where this thing goes. And I always say with backs, like training camp really tells you what a back's about, right? There needs to be real contact up front. There needs to be holes. There needs to see vision. And I think Z's just going to take off for sure when we get to training camp.
That's awesome. What's your first impression of Raider Nation, the fan base, what it is to be a coach here with the Raiders?
Very special. It really is. It's, pinch yourself sometimes when you think about the history of this place and how cool it is. And growing up watching you play and like this place, the family atmosphere, let me just touch that first, that's in this building and how Mr. Davis has set this thing up to where everyone's taking care of each other and it's a family environment. You feel that right away as soon as you got here. And AP's just kind of taking that to another level himself. And then you get outside the building and you see, you're in a new city that you really haven't been in very long, and the love for this Raider Nation is pretty incredible.
I want to go back to the running back room real quick and ask you about 6th-round pick Dylan Lobby and what he brings to the table, like a versatile guy from New Hampshire.
Yeah, that's exactly right. This guy in college lined up as a slot receiver, as an outside receiver in the backfield. He did all those things, and really I've been most impressed with the knowledge part of it and how quickly he's able to pick up everything. And like I said, we kind of didn't hold back from these guys. We really wanted to challenge them as much as we could in this phase of it, because it's okay to fail right now, and then when you get to training camp and you start going. So we really threw a lot at these guys, and he's someone who really stepped up to the challenge and really has, you wouldn't know he just got here. I think that's a credit to him and his work ethic.
Coach, thanks for joining us on Media Day.
Yeah, absolutely, guys.
Yeah,
thanks
sure,
for your time.
How about that?
Yep.
Luke Getsy joining us. So we went from Tom Telesco to Luke Getsy. He had a lot of good things to say.
Both knocked it out the park.
No doubt. And we're going to pick up on that when we come back. Live from Media Day, Raiders Roundtable.
Los Angeles Jarheads. Hey, you know this? Ooh. Los Angeles Jarheads. Los Angeles Warheads. Ah! Nah. No way. Panthers. That's the team drafted me, yeah.
Oh, Yvonne Barhouse.
Hell no, I passed.
You want me to tell you?
It's just Modelo.
If I'm saying some wild stuff right now, I'll be deer, then fun, deer, fear, boring, pose.
I don't know. What is it? That's what I was going to say.
Lozenga? What the hell is that? What? L. What team is an L? Oh my God.
What the?
Kansas City Chiefs. Different. Whoa. Cincinnati.
Miami Old Friends. Hold on, Miami Adult. My adult friends? Miami Dolphins.
I have no idea what that is. Okay.
Hatland Fall Clowns. Hatland Falcons.
Jack Scones Phil Jack Wars.
Jack's gonna score versus Jaguars.
Look at me. New Orleans ain't it. Oh my God.
Jackson Howard Johnson. Let's go. Set it on me, set it on 3. 1, 2, 3, go.
Jackson Powers Johnson. The first thing that kind of pops out to me on him is that he just loves violence for no reason.
Welcome back to Raiders Roundtable. It's Media Day 2024, along with Q Myers, Eric Allen. I'm JT. We're going to stay on the tight ends because I think it's imperative, as Luke Getsy just joined us, and he was fantastic, on how this has to work. Okay, Michael Mayer, Raiders, remember, traded up to get him.
Yeah.
Okay, they saw their tight end of the future, and then the gift from the football gods to get Bowers to drop to the Raiders there at 13. Now you got to make it work. It's not like you were going to take a defensive player. No, Brock Bowers, EA, was available. You take him, and you hope you can develop him into a superstar along with Big Mike. So this is not too complex to me. It's just a question of there's one football, who's going to be featured a little bit more.
Yeah, when you look at Brock, I think you take what he did at Georgia, and you say to yourself, how can he duplicate those things at our league, and can he do those things in our league? And you see him, you say, of course he can. Very smart individual. You know, the story he told us, JT, about, the reason why he went all the way to Georgia, because they were playing football during COVID, and he wanted to play football.
Great answer.
That just tells you a lot about the character and who he is. On the football field, I have no doubt that he's going to become a really pivotal part of this offense, along with Big Mike. Big Mike, and I thought it took him too long last year, and we talked about this, for him to make him a bright spot for this football team, because he was really able to control the middle of the football field, the red zone. Remember the catch off the top of the dome? Showing his athleticism, his catch radius, and then you bring in a guy who you can spread out like Brock. You can give him jet sweeps, or imagine, a bigger guy on that jet sweep coming, to you if you're a cornerback. I don't want to be tackling that guy. So I think they're in a really good spot at that position right now. That's a strength of this football team. And when you have a strength that you can utilize as an offensive threat, who also allows you to block and be good in the running game, that's just an extra incentive for you guys to be physical up front. And I think that's going to be the identification of this football team, a physical, tough team.
I feel like there's going to be an element of using him in the run game almost as a glorified run, maybe on a first down, a short pass, and then he has the run after the catch ability to be able to open things up for Aidan or Gardner and make it a lot easier.
Yeah, I think so too.
One more before we get to the receivers. What I like about Brock, and I never thought I'd ever say this in my life, I love the check down now to him. I love it. I don't like it. I love it because you know me. For years, I hated the check down.
That's right.
3rd and 8, you throw it 3 yards. You hope you break a tackle. This guy is the greatest of all time in Division I college football at the line of scrimmage patch. You make one guy beat, and then it's 40 yards.
Right.
It's 30 yards. It's 25, and he's not looking to get out of bounds. I think that is critical here when Davante's in motion and you think it's going to be a handoff. You just pitch the ball to Bowers or you throw it to him at the line of scrimmage. He can get you 3 or 4 yards.
He really can, and he's been featured a lot in OTAs, right? I mean, we see him out there all the time, and the Raiders are trying to make sure that they are able to use every one of his skill sets, right? And that's the thing about it. I mean, I've seen the guy go in motion. I've seen the guy line up in the backfield. I've seen him line up out wide. I mean, you could put him everywhere, and then you have him with a traditional tight end like Michael Mayer. I just think the sky's the limit on what you could do.
EA, if you don't get first downs on 3rd and short, then you can't get the ball to Tre Tucker. You can't come out and throw a bomb, right, because you're off the field. You're punting. I think that's critical this year. Get first downs and then attack. Let's start talking about him first off as a potential threat on the other side because last year when they went to him, he made some big plays. But you talked about he has to work on his footwork when he's on the out-of-bounds line. I think he's been doing that in the offseason.
You know, the toe drag, that's what everyone talks about. And it's just if you're a rookie – and he runs so fast. It's just your area. You have to be aware of your area and where you are. And that's going to be something that you're going to really attack maybe your 2nd year in the league when you're able to get into these training camps, mini camps, be able to work on your footwork. You get to the side with your position coach, and those are the things you go over 100 times. You catch them after practice. Those are the things that Raiders do to be great. And when I came to this football team, you know, Fred Blitnikoff was a coach. And believe me, after practice, Tim Brown, Jet, they were all over there practicing on those things to get better. And that's what you do as a player. And I am sure that Coach Pierce has done an outstanding job of giving these guys opportunities to get better. And that's the one thing I love about this coaching staff. They want you to get better. And that's the sign of a player's coach, a guy who's going to help you in this league get better. And I'm pretty sure they're going to work on those things. And he's going to be a valuable part of this offense because we're going to be able to run the football effectively, suck in that defense, and then allow you to throw the ball over top. And he has great speed, but we can utilize him on the outside part of the football field if he's able to catch those 15 to 18-yard out routes and toe tap on the sideline and get out of bounds.
How much is that just the game slowing down a little bit as well?
Yes.
You know, being able to get the footwork and catching the ball cleanly where there's no bobble.
Yeah, you know what? That's a great question and a great point. And coming into this year, understanding that you're going to be a valuable part of this offense, not waiting until, you know, a critical moment and, hey, you have to catch the ball, the pressure's all on you, the buildup. And as we talked to Coach earlier, you talk about the buildup and what's expected of you. And they're going to show you those things in practice. I'm pretty sure that 2nd year for him is going to be a highlight.
Q, Gallup, and Guyton. You know, a lot of times when you look at the 5th, 6th wide receiver, I don't dive into that too much this time of year because someone's going to make the team, someone's not going to make the team. And then you look at undrafted players overall. But really important here because guys get injured.
Yeah.
And you had a great follow-up question with Luke Getsy. I look at Bowers not as a number 3. He could be a number 2 in certain games here. So walk me through from 3 maybe to 4, 5, 6 and what you've seen at OTAs.
I've just seen a lot of competition. I mean, and I think that's the most critical thing is the competition, right? Just being able to have guys. You know, Gallup is a guy who's a really good possession receiver. He did some really good things in Dallas before he got injured. Guyton has speed, right? I mean, so there's different elements, and I think that the Raiders have been putting all this speed together. And even a guy like a Tulu Griffin, the rookie, I mean, he's a guy that provides versatility. He's fast, and he can provide some special teams as well. So I just think that there's a lot of competition out here, and they're trying to find the best guys, obviously, for the fit, but they all bring a different skill set to the table.
Guys, what's important for those 3, 4, 5, 6 guys? Special teams.
Yep.
You got to show up.
Yep.
You got to have some part of your special teams that just blows guys away. And it doesn't matter, you know, if you're a receiver, hey, be a gunner.
Yep.
Go down, make a tackle. Find a way, and we talked about this last preseason about showing up in special teams early to get yourself in position to be ready so when a guy does go down, you're able to step in. But special teams is so critical for these guys who are not the superstars, because that's where you really earn your money and get your opportunity to get on the football.
Think about DJ Turner last year.
Yeah.
How especially down the stretch, how important he was on special teams.
Yes.
But he's a speedster as far as a wide receiver as well. So he has, again, the ability to stay on the roster because he could do multiple things and then could be used.
In the limited time we had with Luke Getsy, one of the things I want to mention is the up-tempo and the ability to go fast, because we think, EA, of this 12 personnel. Can you play it fast? Can you have 3rd and 3 and go no huddle, get to the line of scrimmage with Zeus, Big Mike, Brock Bowers, Jacoby, Davante, and then a defensive coordinator is going, where are the Raiders going now?
Yeah.
What can they do? Do you think, because we didn't see it with the former regime, and I'm still blown away with all the weapons that the Raiders didn't play faster. I always thought they were too conservative because they didn't want to make a mistake. They were too into film study. They were too worried about, hey, you made a mistake. You weren't lined up right. I just hope this team plays a little bit more free this year with all these weapons, because they have an advantage in this wide receiver room, but they got to take advantage of it.
Yeah, JT, that's a great point. I think at the end of the year when Antonio took over, we saw a different football team, and it was situational based. So, again, if you're playing the Kansas City Chiefs, you're probably not going to go up-tempo because you want to slow that clock down.
Great
you want to keep that clock going. You want to make sure that you're in the huddle, you're breaking huddle at a specific time just to keep that guy off the football field. But other football teams that you believe that you're going to be able to dominate, yes, you can go fast-paced. You keep that position group on the football field that you're able to be versatile with. So you can line up with 2 tight ends, and they can be in their traditional tight end spot. But you know what? On second down, let's spread Brock out, make it a trip set, and you have a single receiver backside. Defensively, you're still in a 3 linebacker set. What are you going to do? Are you going to get that linebacker to go outside and cover that tight end? So those are the things you want to do and keep guys off balance. But it's all situationally determined, and I think this football team, the past, end of the season into now, will have that in their back pocket to be able to play fast with football teams they can do that with.
Q, let's go to Alexander Madison, what you've seen in OTAs, because he was thrown into a starting role in Minnesota. They were kind of a mess with what they wanted to do, and he stepped up and had some productive games. Presumably he's going to back up Zamir White here, but how good is he if he has to, Zeus gets dinged up and he has to carry the load?
Well, the good thing is that he's had that position before where he's had to be a starter, but he also, throughout the course of his career, has never been in a system that wasn't like this, right? So he's very familiar with the scheme. He's very familiar with what you're supposed to do. And he talked to us after OTAs, and he said, this scheme could really help you get on the outside, right? It can really help you even set up your offensive lineman for success. So he said that it's very exciting, and just the more that he's even talking to guys like Zamir White in the running back room about what this offense can do, he can see them getting excited because it's not hard to pick up. And so that's what he really brings to the table. I think he's a great number 2 guy. Him and Zamir could be a 1-2 punch, but also just that familiarity with the scheme is big.
EA, do you expect this to be a running team? I mean, really, I'm sensing that Antonio Pierce, from his years with the Giants as a player and what he's seen around this league, he wants to be confident that when he has to close out a game, he can run the ball. There's no Josh Jacobs anymore, and he was really good in short yardage to pick up a first down. So how impressed are you with this running back room?
And it all starts up front, though, JT.
Yeah.
I think, when we talk about football in general, and especially with what we want to do as a football team, it starts up front. And you have to have the confidence in those guys up front. How many times did we see the rotation of offensive linemen at the beginning of the year? Right. Up until it's just too much. You choose your guys, and this time of the year, those guys are the ones you kind of go to war with. But that's where it all starts. And I think that we're confident that we're going to have a group along with this young player Bowers from Oregon, I think, who has a tremendous toughness about him. And that's where it all starts, up front, to get us to the point where we can throw the football. But, yes, you're right, JT. I think we're going to be a running football team, play-action type of pass, and then at times be able to spread teams out and be able to beat them up with those throws, those quick throws, but also the ability always to kind of go deep when we need to show that we're still have that Raider pride about us. But it all starts up front.
How important do you think it was for Zamir to get those last 4 games of the season?
Huge.
I mean, he went for almost 400 yards last year in those 4 games.
Look, in the last 2 years here, we saw quarterbacks not play on purpose at the end. We saw other people, like Josh was injured and couldn't go there, and he was able to step up here. But you mentioned Laube, and especially Amir Abdullah. He's been in this league a long time. Do you think he's looking over his shoulder potentially here because he's such a great special teams player, as EA talked about?
Right.
I think there's always a role for him on this team. I just don't know how many touches he's going to get in the backfield.
Yeah, I think that everyone's kind of looking over their shoulders because the Raiders, I think they've done a really good job building the roster, so there's a lot of competition, and the competition is just going to be great for each other. And that's something that we've talked to all the players about following these OTAs as they've been made available is, you have a lot of competition in your room. And they say, we're here for each other. We also want to have the position, but we know what it's all about. It's all about competition. It makes us all better.
Listen, now you're talking about a running back in year 9.
Right.
You know he knows what's going on.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
He knows his position. He understands how to compete. He enjoys that competition part about it, and he is going to find a way to stick on this football team. He's going to be great on third down when you need a back to catch the ball out the backfield. Very smart football player, but I love to see a player year 9 at running back still handling your business. Really great job for Amir.
Yeah, I talked to a coach off the record on Zamir White about if this guy took off his shirt and all of the 31 other starters, running backs, took off their shirt, and you just said, look around, every GM in the league would say, wait a second, who is that guy? Who'd you put in the running back photo?
Right.
And he's got to have a big year this year. He went to Georgia. We had an Alabama running back who left, and now we got a Georgia running back who was elite when he got an opportunity. I talked to my buddies who are Georgia fans. They're like, you have no idea. Wait till you see this guy when he doesn't have to look over his shoulder. And we saw him down the stretch, especially with this game against the Chargers. Not only was he hitting the hole, but he was putting his head down at the end of runs. And, Q, he's the type of guy at the end of a run could fall forward for another 3 yards. We need that around here.
That's so important, is to get those final couple yards and fall forward. The great running backs in the league, they all do that. They all fall forward and pick up those extra couple yards. And, we see here when he salted the game away on Christmas against Kansas City with that big monster run. I mean, the guy has the burst. He has the ability. And, the thing I love about Zamir is he's all about football and his horses. And he has no problem letting you know. It's about football and my horses.
Yeah, got another horse in the offseason.
Yeah, he picked up another one.
EA, one final thought on him, because it could be, the first 2 games I continue to talk about at the Harbaugh brothers on the road. Yeah. It's not going to be cold weather games. There's not a lot of cold. Raiders have been very fortunate last couple of years. They're not playing in snowstorms late in December, opening up in L.A., then to Baltimore. That Baltimore game jumps out at me. Because that's going to be a game where you want Lamar Jackson on the sideline.
That's right.
And you got to win the time of possession.
You have to. And so Zamir is going to have to be critical in being able to first downs, get the ball, and just really making, 5-6 yard first down. Love the burst. And he's growing. He's going to get better. He's not at the end for him. It's not a situation where he's going to be at his top. I think going into the 3rd year for him, this young man, is going to be really, really a good opportunity for him to be a seasoned vet, understand what he needs to do, being able to attack the line of scrimmage. His vision's going to get better. I just think this year is going to be a really incredible opportunity for him.
When we come back, we're going to dive into the defensive line, special teams, the offensive line. We got a lot happening here. It's Media Day on this special edition of Raiders Roundtable. Come on back.
I remember watching NFL games on Sunday and Monday and playing catch in the living room, just watching games and being like, man, I want to be there one day.
We were just sitting there, just waiting for my name to be called. We were thinking it was going to be the Broncos, and then the Broncos picked 4, and then we're like, all right, it's probably not going to be the Raiders. We're moving on the next pick, seeing what's going to happen, and then all of a sudden Las Vegas, Nevada pops up on my phone. I'm like, man, this is crazy. I walked out to the couch with all my friends and family and everything and sat down. And I don't think it really hit me until I saw my name pop up on the screen. They announced it. And, I was shocked because I was so calm. And all of a sudden I got lightheaded and I was like, oh my gosh, what's happening?
With the 13th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Las Vegas Raiders select Brock Bowers, tight end, Georgia.
I'm definitely excited to come in here and learn about the culture and just get to know all the guys and all the staff and everything and just get ready to play some football.
Yeah, when I found out I was going to be a Raider, just genuine excitement just for, just being a part of the nation, being able to put on the silver and black. Can't help but want to be a part of it.
Scrambling to call different calls. Goff was under pressure. The pass is picked off.
He was looking for Cooper Kupp. Christian Wilkins comes up with the interception, first of his career.
I'm all energy, so you'll see a lot of that out there on the field. That's just kind of who I am and what I do. Again, just playing with that passion and love.
You're mad! You're mad! You're mad too, and you're mad! He said I'm ugly. I see he sees why I stay mad. That's funny. How cute. My mom told me I'm handsome.
I'm big on, the love and support of each other and just building that camaraderie and building a brotherhood, because I'm nothing without those other 10 guys on the field around me and those other, 52 guys in the locker room. So it's gonna be important, to build this thing up.
1st and 10. They come through and they got him. Wilkins for a second time today.
Miami breaks 4. Allen in trouble. Plus the football is taken away from him. Christian Wilkins going in for the sack.
Raider Nation, I'm just here to work. I'm happy to be a part of this place, and I just hope I can deliver, and that you guys will accept me, and we can get this thing going and we get some wins. It's morphin' time.
Welcome back to Raiders Roundtable, on with Q Myers, Eric Allen, JT, right here on the field at the headquarters, and Jackson Powers Johnson joins us. I've been waiting for this one. I've been waiting for this guy.
What's going to happen
Here's
now?
why.
Yeah, you're in trouble now, brother.
Oh, my Duck fan. I got Duck fans. You love being a Raider, man. This has not taken long from the second you were drafted. You got a microphone. You were all about the silver and black.
No, I have been, and I'm just so excited to be here. I feel humbled, and Raiders are great. And, my family's all buying into it. I love it, and it's just now it's just kind of family, ready to go.
Yeah, I tell you, man, it's just a great joy. You played great college ball, played some big-time football games. Talk to us about the phone call and that process of after you were drafted by the Raiders.
Yeah, no, so the first 2 draft days, the first day kind of wasn't the greatest for sure. But the second day, just kind of going into it, knowing I was going to get picked. And, not knowing what team was really going to pick me. And, I only talked to the Raiders once at the Combine. And after that, I had never had another word with the Raiders. Stealth mode. They DM'd me in vanish mode. But, I was sitting there. I was kind of looking at the screen. And, the next picks were coming up. And I look at LV, and I go, Las Vegas. Man, I just this weird feeling about Las Vegas. And gets right to it, and I get a call. And my phone call, and I look at it, and everyone just goes silent. And I look, it's Las Vegas Raiders. I get on the phone, I talk to AP, I talk to everybody, and it was just a surreal moment. Like I just levitated out of my body, and the phone call was great. They ended up posting, I think I sounded like a baby because I was just trying to keep it together.
Right.
And then, after that, hang up the phone, just look at my family, and I say, Raiders. Everyone just loses it. But it's just, so close to home for me. I'm like 5 hours up the road on I-15. And, definitely blessed to be here. And it's been great. It's been surreal.
So have you levitated out of your body since you've been here in the facility, have been around the players, with the coaches? What has that whole experience been like so far?
I mean, it's been amazing. Just walking into the building, it's such amazing facilities. And it's kind of great because, I was at Oregon. Yeah. Those unbelievable facilities. And now I come here. And now more unbelievable facilities. So I'm definitely blessed. But, the players and the coaches and the support staff have been great. That's like a thing you really stress about being a rookie is you don't know where you're going to go because college, you get to pick where you go.
Yeah.
But now, you're being picked. And coming into this organization, everybody being so nice, so accepting, and just making the transition almost seamless. We're all blessed. We were talking all as rookies, and we feel really blessed to be here. And I definitely levitated out of my body a little bit. And obviously definitely, meeting Maxx for the first time. That was really cool. Or
on the football field or just?
In the cafeteria.
Yeah.
And then,
wait till you get to the field.
Yeah. I'm excited for that. And then, Davante Adams, really cool guy. Aidan O'Connell, Gardner Minshew. Just the whole O-line room, too. Yeah. We just had rookie dinner. So I think
did you have to come up the
Yes, sir. I footed the bill.
So,
but
can you tell us how much it was?
It was around a lot of money. It was around a lot of money.
Good answer. That's a
great answer.
Maybe like a 2002 Nissan Altima. Maybe something like that.
His answers are unbelievable.
Oh, my goodness.
I appreciate you sharing the disappointment on day one, and you come in with Brock Bowers. I thought Brock would have gone in the top 10, and all of a sudden, I say it's a gift from the football gods. We get him, and then we get you. And the fans are going nuts here because we feel like you're competing, but you're going to have a great opportunity to prove yourself as a rookie. What is that like for you coming in, knowing there's a need at your position, and you played a different position, and you're versatile to play multiple positions? That's exactly what this team needed in this draft.
I mean, going to a place that not only wants you but needs you is a dream come true. And, I'm just excited to get just earn the trust of the organization, first and foremost. Like, we got, mandatory minicamp coming up. I get those opportunities, and then fall camp comes up, and I get those opportunities as well. Being able to prove myself not only to the organization, but to kind of the other teams that didn't pick me in that first round.
Yeah.
I definitely have a little chip on my shoulder, and that's kind of always how I've played, football since I was 8 years old. So nothing really new to me, but truly excited to be here and excited in the position I am. I'm lucky. I mean, I have friends all over the league who don't have this experience. That's just a tribute to the organization here. Coach AP, what his culture here is like, it is what it is on camera. Everybody loves it here. Everyone loves him. Like, truly grateful to be here.
I have one more. When did you know as a player that you had the opportunity to be here in the league?
That's a great question. I mean, it was a goal of mine since I was 8 years old, and my parents kind of held me to it. Like, everything I did since 8 years old and up was to make it to the NFL. And I think kind of when I kind of realized that I could definitely, play in the NFL, I'd have to say probably my freshman year, kind of my first or second start. And, I was holding my own and I was having fun. I was like, I could do this at the professional level. Kind of this year, the last game I ever played was in Allegiant Stadium against the Huskies.
Yes.
Unfortunately, the loss, but I had a touchdown for about 2 minutes before they took it away from me. But just kind of those moments, kind of reaffirm that I can come to the next level and I can perform and I can compete. So yeah.
Right. The last one, embrace the black hole. These fans in the black hole, which I'm in, and we're all in, and we embrace guys like you. I think you and the black hole are going to have an unbelievable relationship.
No, I'm so excited. The best fans in the league. I like to play like a psycho on the field, and to have fans all around you that are just as psycho as you. I love it.
Fit right in.
Fit right in.
Thanks for joining us. Really.
Thank you guys so much for having me. Appreciate it.
How great was that? As we bring in Tre Tucker, so we are now rolling right here.
Party rolling. We're rolling. The party rolling.
Tre, I'm assuming you took your video, your photos, and all this in the gear on game day. How are you?
Great, man. Great. Glad to be here.
We're excited to have you here because you had so many explosive plays last year. What was the offseason like for you, looking at the film, when you got open, when the ball came your way, and how have you improved?
Yeah, so obviously, just like you said, the offseason's kind of unique because it was my first one. So obviously I took a few weeks off, but after that, it was just straight grind mode, going through all the film, kind of just seeing some of the plays that I missed on and, obviously seeing what I could improve on. I looked at, a lot of good things on tape, but also I'm very critical on myself. So saw a lot of things that I wanted to improve on. So like I said, took 2 weeks off, and after that, I've been going ever since.
Yeah, what a dynamic room that you guys have, right? How do you separate yourself and make yourself how do you create that space for you?
Man, I mean, just like you said, a dynamic room. It's an amazing room.
Yes, it is.
And to that point, I think that's what helped me elevate, honestly. Obviously, we have Tay, Jacoby, and the guys we had previously. But for me, what it does is just understanding, like, the guys who do it at the highest level, everybody's good in this league, but they're consistent. They come every day. You know what you're going to get. So for me, that's just kind of helped me, I would say pretty much like have good habits every day. You know, not just come in 2 days out of the week, I'm good, one day I'm not, you know, because Tay comes in to work every day. Jacoby comes to work every day, and they're dogs. So kind of have that mentality because, you know, those are the leaders in the room. You don't want to be that guy that they have there and, you know, everybody else is doing that and you're the only one that's not, you know.
Right.
So you don't want to stick out like a sore thumb. So, you know, it's like you either get with it or get lost, basically. And, yeah, those guys have helped me tremendously.
For you and your speed, how much have you seen you being able to add that element to the team, obviously, but then also let the game slow down to you as well so it doesn't get kind of overwhelming?
Right. I always joke around with Cole. You know, he always, because we always are saying stuff like, I'm going like 100 miles per hour all the time. So how can you go 100 miles per hour but the game slow down to you? You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
So I think that just comes with, obviously, you know, having a feel for playing in the NFL because obviously everybody's fast, everybody's moving, and just understanding like thoroughly the concepts, the playbook, and you know coverages, and really who you're going against because that's what it is every week. Who are you going against? What DB? And that's how the game really slows down. Other than that, I'm going 100 miles per hour every play.
Right. Well, we've got a little bit of fun that we're going to have with you real quick if you don't mind. We're going to go ahead and let you look at the screen, and we're going to put some of your teammates together. You got to pick who these guys are. It's a little face morph game that we got, so you got to let us know who this is.
Wait, so am I guessing who that is, or am I like
the players who are morphed?
Yeah. Tell me, those are two of your teammates.
Yeah,
Tell me who they are.
That's Davante and Tyree.
Boom, there you go. You got the first one. All right, what about? We're going to hit him with the second one?
That was a good one.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
There you go. You figured that one out quickly. You're going to get to say, here we go. Oh, you gave him the answer. How you give him the answer?
Oh, you can't do that.
That's a good one.
I don't know if you'd have got that one, though.
Yeah, that one.
That is a good one.
That was tough.
Yeah, that was Aidan O'Connell and Colton Miller. What about the third one? Here you go. This is a tough one.
That's me and
you got it.
Oh, man.
You got it.
Who else?
You're about to say it.
Yeah, that's me. I don't know who the other person is.
Oh.
Here we go. How about?
Oh, gosh dang it.
My guy, Jack, man. That's crazy.
And then they gave the answer away to you on the
Come on now.
So you can't give the answer.
Yeah.
I would have got that one for
No,
sure.
you wouldn't. You would have got that. You would have got that one.
I would have got that.
Yeah, I can see that one. That was Marcus Epps and Tre'von Moehrig. Well, thanks so much.
Yeah.
Have a great year.
I appreciate it. Thank you,
man.
Yep.
Appreciate it. When we come back, more players, coaches as we continue from the Intermountain Healthcare Performance Center Media Day. This is Raiders Roundtable.
I remember watching NFL games on like Sunday and Monday and playing catch like in the living room, just watching games and being like, man, I want to be there one day.
We were just sitting there, just waiting for my name to be called. We were thinking it was going to be the Broncos, and the Broncos picked before, and then we're like, it's probably not going to be the Raiders. Like, we're moving on like the next pick, seeing what's going to happen, and then all of a sudden, Las Vegas, Nevada pops up on my phone. I'm like, man, this is crazy. I walked out to the couch with all my friends, family, and everything, and sat down. And I don't think it really hit me until like I saw my name pop up on the screen. They announced it, and I was shocked because I was like so calm, and all of a sudden I got lightheaded, and I was like, oh my gosh, like what's happening?
With the 13th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Las Vegas Raiders select Brock Bowers, tight end, Georgia.
I'm definitely excited to come in here and learn about the culture and just get to know all the guys and all the staff and everything and just get ready to play some football.
Yeah, when I found out I was going to be a Raider, just genuine excitement, just for, just being a part of the nation, being able to put on the silver and black, can't help but want to be a part of it.
Scrambling to call different calls. Goff was under pressure. The pass is picked off. He was looking for Cooper Kupp. Christian Wilkins comes up with the interception. First of his career.
I'm all energy, so you'll see a lot of that out there on the field. That's just kind of who I am and what I do. Again, just playing with that passion and love.
You're mad. You're mad. You're mad too, and you're mad. He said I'm ugly. I see he sees why I stay mad. That's funny. How cute. My mom told me I'm handsome.
I'm big on the love and support of each other and just building that camaraderie and building a brotherhood, because I'm nothing without those other 10 guys on the field around me and those other 52 guys in the locker room. So it's gonna be important to build this thing up.
1st and 10. They come through and they got him. Wilkins for a second time today. Miami breaks 4. Allen in trouble. fumble. Lost the football is taken away from him. Christian Wilkins going in for the sack.
Raider Nation, I'm just here to work. I'm happy to be a part of this place, and I just hope I can deliver, and that you guys will accept me, and we can get this thing going, and we get some wins. It's morphin' time.
Raider Nation, it's time to gear up. The Raider Image is the official team store of all things silver and black. Shop the training camp selection now or find a ton of new exclusive products to get fans ready for the season. Find a location near you or shop online at raiders.com/shop.
That's where I get all my gear, man.
I feel like my closet's a Raider Image after all these years, man. But there's fresh gear every year, right?
Yeah.
That's why fresh gear every year.
Every year. There you go.
Coin that one.
Raider Image, baby.
Like you did this before.
I'll tell you, there is. You go to the Raider Image at the stadium, or we got one here at the facility. And there's always, don't you smile at me. You get the stuff that's delivered to your locker upstairs, man. I got to go down there and swipe the card. You just got these Christmas gifts for you. What are you talking about there?
Love the Raider Image. I go in, check all the new threads out, and always
they should put some codes to see if you're selling it to your kids. I'm sure your sons are walking around with some good Raider gear, right?
Shh.
I'll tell you what, man. Every time AP goes to the podium, Raider Nation always will hit us up. Man, where'd he get that hoodie at? Where'd he get that jersey at? Or where'd he get? AP leads the charge with the gear. He always does.
How about Mark Davis when he wears the jacket?
Oh, man.
That's when you know when Mark comes down. Is it black or white? Or usually the white there when he puts that jacket on.
Usually a day after, I have the same threads.
Yeah, and again, I love the look. And if you go to Raider Image, you'll see it's just fantastic. And again, it gets freshened every year, and it's good because training camp will get into for different temperatures on the road for the silver and black. We're going to have Maxx Crosby coming up here in a little bit, and as we just look at the depth of this team and face of the franchise and what everybody's been able to do, Max is coming up. We're just talking to Jackson. You're going to hear that on Raider Nation Radio.
Oh, for sure.
We have cut some promos on that guy.
Yeah, he is a walking soundbite.
He is.
He walks the walk, but he also walks the walk. I mean, he's talking it, but he's doing it,
man.
right? I mean, he goes out there and the guy plays nasty. He plays mean. He plays like you want an offensive lineman to play.
He's played in some big football games here, with the University of Oregon, and he was always one of those guys you looked at, and he was tough, physical, holding up blocks, getting it done. Just love his personality. And again, another guy who, even without all the Raider gear, if you're talking to him for 5 or 10 minutes and you say, what football team does he belong to? You would say the Raiders.
DJ Glaze is kind enough to join us. We got another guy up front for the silver and black who I'm assuming is real happy to be here. Thanks a lot for doing this. How excited are you? Your first media day with the silver and black. How's it going?
Oh, it's going pretty good. I'm excited to be here. Just getting the pictures done. So yeah, it's fun.
It's like a first day of school?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
What was it like on draft day? Again, we were just talking to other players, too. You don't know where you're going to go. And then all of a sudden, boom, you're in this building, and you got an opportunity to prove yourself.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, it's an amazing opportunity. You really don't know where you're going to go. You don't know when they're going to call, what's going to happen. So just seeing that call, it's like, wow, like I'm really getting this opportunity, to go to a great organization and prove that I can, earn my spot, compete, help other guys get better. So, I mean, it's an amazing opportunity. It's fun. And like you said, the unknown is it's a crazy thing. So, yes, sir.
Did you have any conversations with the Raiders in the process?
Leading up, I think I had a Zoom with Coach Philman.
Okay.
We just sat down and talked ball for a little bit, so that was fun. But, I mean, for the most part, that was pretty much it. So, yeah, I mean, it was a Zoom, talk some ball, and then, the call came. So, yes, sir.
What did the coaching staff at Maryland, how did they help get you prepared for this?
Yeah, I mean, I would say my offensive line coach, Coach Brian Braswell, he came from the NFL. So, he kind of already knew what it was like. So, going into my last year, he was already giving me pointers and tips like, you can't do this, you got to do this, you got to do that. So, I mean, I just feel like he kind of helped me leading up to the process, and then getting here is exactly what he said it was going to be. So, just making sure, like, I know what's going to happen. I know what's going on. And the whole staff did a good job of that, just kind of making sure the guys were prepared.
Did it sound like or feel like that Maryland kind of flies under the radar sometime when it comes to NFL players, but you're consistently putting NFL players or guys into the league?
Yeah, I think it's something. It does. It happens, but like you said, you can see it. Over the last couple of years, guys have been getting drafted, multiple guys. So, I mean, we are getting an opportunity, so that's all we really need. So that's the good thing about it.
You look super fit. Tell me about your conditioning from college to the off season now as a professional.
Yeah, just really going, like you said, college, you got the off-season, the in-season program and all that. And then going into the off-season, you want to make sure you find somewhere that'll help you, stay in shape and get in shape. So, I mean, I was training out in Pensacola, Florida.
Oh, wow.
Yep, and then back in Maryland. So, I had like 2 different programs, one for the draft and then one for like just, off-season training, just to make sure I stay in shape because like that was one of the biggest pieces of advice I was getting, make sure you come in shape. Yeah. So I wanted to do that. So, stayed on top of that. And, once you get here, you got to make sure you're in shape because you're going to be doing ball pretty much all day. So, I mean, it's kind of translated from like the off-season to now.
In all of sports, there's nothing like a offensive lineman meeting room. I mean, it's just so different. And, when I would play, I would walk by there. You hear noises in there. Right. You just kind of keep going. Talk to a little bit about the offensive line room in Maryland and here with the Raiders.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like in the offensive line, you have to have a tight-knit group. It's like 5 people working as one. So you have to have that camaraderie that, like, you got to know what your brother's going to be doing at all moments. If not, it's not going to look too good. In Maryland, we had that. Like, we had a lot of new guys, a lot of transfers, and, like, right away, everybody fit in. We hung out. We knew, like I said, know what each other were doing. And same with here. When all the rookies came in, the vets kind of just took us in, conversation, willing to help us. And that's what builds that. That's what builds that bond and that togetherness. That's what you need to be a, effective and good offensive line.
You talked to us after rookie minicamp. You're listed as a tackle, but you have the versatility to play guard, and you have the willingness as well. How big is that to have that versatility for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's big. I think it's huge. Not only does it help you understand what everybody's doing or know all the jobs, I mean, if somebody goes down, which, I mean, we're in the NFL, it happens, just being able to step up, be that guy that can, plug in anywhere, create value for yourself. So, I mean, I think it's huge to be able to play multiple positions.
See you in camp. Thanks for doing this, DJ.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, DJ Glaze coming in. Yeah. Appreciate it very much as we bring in Gardner Minshew. Thrilled about this.
What's up?
Now, you always have tight drip and you know what you're going to look like, but today's media day. So tell me about the prep today to get in front of these cameras.
Oh, man, freshly shaved face.
Look at that.
There you go. Bristling, as they say. But fired up, man. Just happy to be here.
You go back into the archives because you've just been here for a short period of time, and we started off paying tribute to Jim Otto, who passed away, but you see Bolitnikoff with the long hair and the snake, and you told a great story to me on the radio the day you got in here, from Ray Guy to the snake. You understood instantly to connect with it, and it was real.
Oh, yeah, man. That's something that's always resonated. I remember watching Ken Stabler's football life back in the day and just thinking, God, this guy's got to go.
Coolest guy ever.
The coolest, right? Just living to the max, man. And I don't know, just, man, the swagger you've always seen from the Raiders, like, that is the trademark, and that is something that, like, you feel and you want to make come alive here.
Yeah. You're a quarterback of the Las Vegas Raiders, man. I mean, what does that feel like?
It's incredible, dude. It's every dream you've ever had, coming true, man. It just makes you want to do your best that much more and fulfill your dreams and, man, just pay everybody back that's giving you this opportunity.
You've been going through OTAs. We've been out there seeing you. What has everything been like for you, just getting to know the teammates, getting to know the playbook, just the coaches and the energy that they bring?
Yeah, it's been good, man. A lot of new. Everybody's learning from, the day one. Everybody's learning the new system. I think it's been great. I think everybody walking off the field last week from OTAs, to see the improvement we made from day 1 to day 10, it was awesome, man, and just super happy to be a part of it and super glad to see everything and how it's coming together.
You have a lot of gratitude because you played in a lot of big games, and you're still a young player in this league. Talk about your former stops and the coaches and the mentors. That's a tremendous asset that you bring to this team, your experience from the recent past.
Absolutely, man. I tell people all the time, the NFL is not a developmental league.
Yeah.
You know, like getting on the field is so important. It helps so much. So, man, as a guy that came in as a 6th rounder, like to play as much as I have so far, I'm super grateful. And I feel like I've learned a lot from those opportunities, you know. A lot of wins, a lot of losses, some goods and some bads. But, man, just excited to put that experience to use and help use that to lead here.
What's your style of play? What are we going to be looking forward to seeing when you're on the field?
Yeah, honestly, I kind of see myself as a bit of a point guard, you know, just dishing the ball around, get the ball in guys' hands that can do a lot better things than I can, you know. And I think we got a lot of that here.
Yeah, we do.
So, man, just really excited to get with those guys, to keep us on schedule, and to put up some points here.
You know, to EA's point, though, asking about your style, you've backed up some quarterbacks that all have different styles. So how has it been for you to be able to be versatile and fit in with that and not have to change the game plan because now Gardner's in the game?
Yeah, man, I think I've been around so many different styles of guys and guys that have done it at a really high level. And, I think you can learn something from everybody. Like, my game doesn't exactly translate to anybody else and vice versa, but there's definitely things that you can pick up from everybody. And I'm grateful for the guys that I've been able to be around.
You know, I dove into your stats in 12 personnel and your ability outside the pocket. That's a tremendous asset for you with Luke Getsy and what you're looking at this initial book, when you look at the plays that you're going to see coming in here in the playbook, it's going to evolve. But how comfortable are you in 12 personnel with this type of product around you?
Oh, love it, man. Love it. I think that's one of the big things in this league is if you can get teams into base defense, you know, and keep them out of nickel.
Yeah.
Like, that's where you get really good matchups in the pass game. And hopefully with our big guys, with our tight ends, we'll be able to run the ball, and then you get some great looks to throw it. And we got some great guys to throw it, too.
Yeah, I tell you, man, this team so dynamic, right? You have receivers, you have running back, you have offensive line. When you look at this team and how they're coached, how is that different from other places you've been?
Yeah, I think one of the good things is Luke always says is he's coaching to the players, coaching to our strengths, and he's going to put guys in positions to succeed. I think that's really important because we have guys that do different things very well, you know, and not everybody's the same. But putting those guys in positions to use their talents, I think we have a chance to be very special.
What is this competition like with you? You know, and Aidan O'Connell, I see you guys out there complimenting each other, coaching each other up, but at the same time, it is a quarterback competition.
Yeah, it is, man. It's been awesome working with Aidan and really everybody in our room, with AB, Carter as well. Like, it's been a great group. And, man, that's so important as you get going through a season. Like, your quarterback room has to be a sanctuary. Like, you got to be able to come in there and, like, ooh, man, you know.
You like a sanctuary.
Yeah, exactly, man. It's awesome, man. It's been great. Aidan's, like, super sharp, like, young dude, but knows how to study, knows how to lead. It's been fun working with him, and I'm, like, just really excited about where our room is and our ability to lead this team.
What can you tell the fans about Brock Bowers at the line of scrimmage, throwing it to him at the line of scrimmage? I mean, he's got a 10-minute highlight reel on YouTube of what he does when he catches the ball behind the line of scrimmage or at the line of scrimmage, and he's gone. How unique of a player is that?
No, it really is. Like, and I mean, I think he's going to be really special in, like, screen game, the boot game, like, where we're just throwing him little slips and, you know, quick 5-yard passes that he can turn into explosive plays. That's huge, man. And as a quarterback, you love nothing more than throwing it here and seeing them run on.
Short pass and it's gone.
Yeah, that's it.
Gardner, you're in a unique situation. You know, people from the outside, you know, could call you a bridge guy or this and that. Like, how do you feel about yourself? I mean, when you come in here to the Raiders, do you feel like, you know what, I'm going to be the quarterback here for the next 7, 8, 10 years? I mean, what's your outlook on your stay here in the Raiders?
Yeah, no, that's obviously the goal. You know what I'm saying? You don't ever come somewhere to leave, you know.
Right.
So I'm here and I want to be here. But I also know you got to earn that. But I think that's one of the things about me is I believe stepping in, I can win. I believe you give me a chance, like, I'll put us in a position to win.
Yeah.
And that's something I'm going to have to earn every week, and hopefully do that enough to keep me around.
Awesome, man.
Knowing you're going up against a defense that was really stinking good last year, you know, how much is that going to help you guys in practice just to kind of sharpen what you guys do?
Oh, it's huge, man. And, like, they're good, but they practice really hard also. Like, Maxx, Christian Wilkins, everybody, just seeing them fly to the ball. It's really, I'm telling you, just watching our practice tape, and not even the initial get off, But watching everybody rally to the football, everybody chase, everybody give effort, and that's offensive lineman, defensive lineman, everybody going. That's been cool to be a part of, and I think that's really different.
Before Q gets to you with the game we're going to play here, the Sphere, the Sphere, T-Mobile, I mean, the restaurants, the casinos, the Strip corridor, from the time you came here the first time as a player or maybe with your buddies back in the day, now being a quarterback here, what do you think of the landscape of the Strip in Las Vegas?
Oh, it's incredible. I mean, it's everything you want and then some, if you want it. You know, if you want it. So I think I'm living far enough away. I don't think I'll be down there too much. But, dude, being able to have all that right at, on a Friday night if you ain't doing nothing, like, it's incredible.
Yes, for sure.
We're going to have a little bit of fun with you before we let you go. We're going to have you look at this screen. We've put together some of your teammates. You got to decide who they are.
Okay.
We're going to have some fun with
Combination of guys.
There you go.
Okay, that's Dre and A.J. Cole.
Oh, that was easy.
Yes.
That was easy. Okay.
Gardner.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let me find out. All right, what's the next one?
Well, that's Malcolm, and is that Trey? Tre'von?
Nope.
No,
oh, man. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Alexander.
All right, we got one more. This one's going to be a good one. This one's going to be a good one.
Damn. Handsome as hell. That's all I know. That's all I know.
That's Ron's Coach Rob.
Yeah. That's legit.
Welcome to the Raider Nation. Really appreciate it. Look forward to talking to you a bunch.
All right, way to go.
There he is, Gardner Minshew. How about that? Really appreciate it, man. We're having a lot of fun.
Good job, my man.
That game, man, that was good. We knew we had to get Rob Ryan.
Rob's off season sometimes is in San Diego, and he's in the convertible, JT, and the hair is blowing. Yes, the hair is blowing.
He is the best.
Oh, he's awesome.
He's been around this league a long time.
Yeah, his
He's
dad
seen a lot
coached
of good
me.
play. All right, when we come back, more from the players and coaches. We are live from Media Day here, special edition of Raiders Roundtable, brought to you by America First Credit Union.
The Las Vegas Raiders select Delmar Glaze, tackle, Maryland.
In motion. Four-man pressure. Fake the screen to Jim. Here's the blitz. Tagovailoa.
Jackson.
How we doing?
Good. How you doing?
Doing great.
Good. Hey, we're on the clock right here. We're ready to select you, and we'll make you Las Vegas Raider.
Thank you so much.
You ready to go?
Yes, sir.
Is Justin Shulman there with you?
Yeah, he's here.
Awesome. Awesome. Hey, I'm going to put you on the phone over here with our head coach, Antonio Pierce, all right?
What's going on, B-Dub? How we doing, Coach?
Man, I don't know. You tell me. We ready?
Yes, sir.
Come on, man. Come on. It's about to come across that ticker, man.
Yeah, we'll do. Thank you
Come
so
on,
much,
man.
Coach.
Hey, let's get. Hey, I need these big boys up front grinding now. Bring that mentality now. Bring that mentality. I know you'll whoop some ass. We'll see you here, man. Enjoy with your family. We'll talk to you in a second, all right?
Appreciate you, Coach. Thank you.
Okay, man. Love.
Bye. Woo! Raiders.
Welcome back to Raiders Roundtable. Hey, Raider Nation, are you interested in creating memorable experiences for your top clients or enjoying an upscale game day experience in a suite? Individual rentals are now available for the upcoming 2024 Raiders regular season. Benefits range from lavish food and beverage options, VIP entrances, and access to the 100 and 200 level clubs. For more information, visit suites.raiders.com or call 702-463-5132. And those suites are nice.
Yeah.
And those suites for concerts are amazing. So get on top of that as we're back on this special edition Media Day Raiders Roundtable. Man, we could have talked to Gardner Minshew for a long time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you asked a really good question about how do you look at his career, how he looks at his career going forward. It's very unique. He's got to be a dog and try to become the starter here, but he has a lot of respect for Aidan here being here before him.
Yeah, you know, all the outside noise, you know, with fan bases and analysts, you know, hey, he's just a bridge guy. He's here to, you know, kind of teach the next guy to come. You can't think of that as a player. You want to be the guy. You know, you want to be the guy that gets that team to the championship and be a valuable member of that club. And that's how he's looking at it. And I wouldn't want anything less from a guy. You know, he's in a great battle right now. And I think AP has done an outstanding job of really getting competition at every position.
Yeah.
So when you go to practice, it's lively, it's exciting, it's fast-paced. You know, guys are really putting in the great work in the film room and then going to the practice field and trying to create spaces for themselves. And it's funny. Everyone you talk to here, you know, they know it's all about competition and finding a spot.
You know, I don't want to put the comparison to Rich Gannon, but I will with age. Gardner's 28.
Yeah.
I was here, you were here when Rich Gannon came here, and there weren't many big expectations other than in the locker room. From a fan's perspective, everybody was like, what is this move all about?
Right.
And at the time, Coach Gruden knew, and everybody knew what he had. And, I just want you to follow up on that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's going to be an MVP of the league and go to 2 AFC championship games and a Super Bowl, but that's his goal because he's got age on his side. He's played a lot of football for a guy who's been a backup for most of his career.
Yeah, and that's a good comparison because they were cerebral players, guys who can do a little bit of everything. You know, outside the pocket, they were successful. Inside the pocket, understood the philosophy and what we were trying to accomplish as a football team. You know, being able to be a leader. A guy who can kind of get in every room. And then at times, you know what, Rich was not the nicest guy, you know, at practice sometimes, and that's what you needed for him. Very competitive in one-on-one situations, really challenged Charles, myself, and Jerry Rice, Tim Brown to take extra things. So, again, you see a lot of the similarities between with him and Rich. So I hope great things for him and that young man because he's earned it.
One of the things that he said that stood out to me at OTAs was the fact that, you know, he knows that him and Aidan are in a competition, and he wants it to be not one of those scenarios where, Aidan's not throwing well, so Gardner's leading, but no, he's playing so well, right? That he's only winning the competition because he's actually playing better, not because one of them is playing down. I think that's huge.
Yeah, and Q, I'll follow up. When it comes to a media perspective, there's old media, there's veteran media, there's new media. A lot of new media wants a quarterback controversy. They want clicks.
Yeah.
They want clicks. They want people to follow them. And I don't think, and I could be wrong, I don't think these guys are going to engage in it. Aidan's really close to the vest. He's not a guy that's going to give you bulletin board material. And as much as Gardner's fun and he wants to have fun, I don't think he's going to go there easy. Or, well, what do you think it's going to be like in Costa Mesa and preseason where every question is about, do you think you have to have a great game to start?
Right. I think it's going to be, it's going to be competitive, obviously, on the field, but the questions will be, peppering these guys with, where do you feel like you are? How did you do? What has been the reaction? I mean, it's really probably, if you look across the landscape of the league, the only real true quarterback competition.
You nailed it. It's the big one.
Right.
Yeah.
It's the only one across the league.
Similar stats, as you can see.
Yeah.
Gardner, of course, has been in the league longer, and outside the pocket, he's more comfortable outside the pocket. I think this is the first time in a long time that we've had a quarterback outside the pocket who can kind of make those kind of plays. So that's one thing to be aware of in this quarterback battle because up front, you hope that, your offensive line is able to do a good job, but there's going to be some breakdowns. So outside the pocket, he could be a little more creative than Aidan.
Well, Gardner's advantages for him. Let's talk about him first. More experience, more starts, more yards and all that. Pretty good in 12 personnel. And if the pocket breaks down, which has been happening around here until this offensive line has been upgraded, and I think it has been, I think he's better with experience outside the pocket. But the strength cue for me for Aidan is a cleaner pocket and the ability to set his feet, the accuracy could be the difference.
The accuracy is big for Aidan. I mean, that's huge. And also, I just believe that the trust and the belief that the coaching staff has in Aidan O'Connell. They named him the starting quarterback on November 1st. Like, think about that. AP comes in as an interim coach, and the first thing he just says is, okay, that guy, the 4th-round pick, is going to be my starting quarterback, and rides him out the rest of the season and has confidence in him.
Yeah, and he showed tremendous spark. And I think Raider Nation really appreciated what this young man was able to do with this football team last year, in particular spots, hitting the deep ball, throwing those, sticking in the pocket, and getting, kind of crushed.
Learning on the fly.
Yeah, learning on the fly, and he will get better. So it's going to be a really good competition. But, JT, I think you're right. These guys have two playing styles that are a little different. And so whichever one figures out the way we need to get it done.
Well, we'll be on the play-by-play call on radio, and we're going to have a quarterback competition. So I think we're going to see him play, which we're excited about that too.
Yeah.
And we'll dive into that momentarily as we continue here Media Day on Raiders Roundtable. And what a thrill it is to welcome in the head coach of the Silver and Black, Antonio Pierce.
My boy.
Good to see you, Coach. How are you?
What's up,
Always
Coach?
a pleasure. A lot's changed for you from Media Day last year. What a journey it's been a year ago from today. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I don't even think I came outside from Media Day. Let's start there. But, no, it is. It's been a great opportunity, fun, exciting, looking forward to training camp, looking forward to getting all the guys in the pads, bonding, building what we've been doing over the last several months in this off-season program, and just let it all fly, let it all lay out when we get on that grass.
Coach, has it become easier to have your style kind of overtake this organization? Because I know it's unique, and not everybody was on board with it, but I think us in the building understood what you were trying to accomplish: physicalness, toughness, belief in yourself, preparation, all those little details that you saw. And I go back to, the interception that JJ got, and him talking about how you were able to kind of give him that freedom to be able to believe. And has it become easier to kind of coach that way?
It has, because, when your top players, when your best players believe, it's easy for everybody else to fall in line, right? So I think for me, you deliver the message, you don't harp on it, you empower your coaches, your coordinators, and then your players to own it. And, I think the cool thing about this whole situation is, okay, AP got, I had the vision, I had the plan, but there's no plan and no vision without people. We had the right people in place, both with our staff, our players, the guys that we drafted, the guys that we brought in through free agency. They understand what the Raider way is. That was our number one conversation. Do you get the culture that we're setting and that we're building? And the best part about it, it's not AP setting the culture. It's the players, it's the building, it's everybody doing it. It's collective, and that's what you're seeing.
Coach, how important was it for the players and coaches that you brought in, especially the coaches, to have that energy, that match the same energy? I'm seeing all these former players out there that are coaches, like a Cadillac Williams, like a Gerald Alexander. These guys, and they just have that energy, and it's being displayed even in OTAs.
Yeah, different game from when me and EA played. Coach is a little bit older.
Yeah.
They told you what to do. They demanded, you did it. Yes, sir. What's up, you ran. But now it's a little different, right? And you want guys, and our players really – they really relish on guys that they can relate to, that been there and done it, but more importantly, that have the love for the game. And more importantly than all that, they want to be here. EA hit on it. This is different.
Yeah.
AP's is different. I'm a different coach. I get it. It takes a different individual for us all to work together. But it's okay for you to be different. Right. You could be you, because I'm going to be me, but we're going to do it collectively the same way with the message, like I always keep going back to the vision, the philosophy, and the culture that we want to build here.
Coach, what about you personally, your schedule with all your commitments now in the community, alumni, players want to talk to you, your family, travel, Costa Mesa coming up. How do you handle? Take us through a day, getting up in the morning, your fitness, your mind, and when you put your head down at night.
Can I start today? How about today?
Let's say today.
Haven't drove my Impala, the red Impala I drove on game. I haven't drove it since we played the Denver Broncos.
Okay, wow.
Got to ask, hey, can you bring your car up today? So I'm not thinking, I haven't started that bad boy up in 6 months. I go downstairs at 4:45.
No, the better.
I know, God. I'm over there asking for jumper cable. They were looking at me crazy. I get AAA out there, 6 o'clock, we get it done. Car's up here, clean, we're ready to roll. But, it's just things like that. But I think more importantly, when you're in this position, especially in the offseason, you know you got to touch so many different people. And I said it in my first press conference, it starts with the fans, it starts with our alumni, and it starts with our organization. And whatever I could do each and every day to help somebody be there, speak, say hello, go through the requests that they have. I mean, that's a part of the beast. But more importantly, I hired some really good coordinators.
Yeah.
Patrick Graham, Luke Getsy, Tom McMahon. And I trust those guys to get the job done. So if AP's out the office for an hour, or if AP has to go away, they don't have to worry about me looking over their shoulders. And I don't have to worry about if they're doing the right thing, because I trust them. But when you're in this seat, though, it's hard. It's not even 24 hours. It's 25. You always hear that. It's legit. It's real. But you do got to make time to take care of yourself. AJ, Ricky, and our organization do a great job with nutrition, getting a lift in, just taking care of your body. You got to be smart. And more important, like I tell our coaches, we got to get our rest. The dog days of, being at work for 16 hours and not being rested and prepared and wide-eyed and ready to go, those days are over. You got to come out here and really give these guys everything you got. And I think that's the most important thing that, look, we can be about film and ball all day, but you got to take care of yourself and your family. Come here with the right mindset and get ready to work.
Man, that's where did you get that? I mean, where did that game plan come from?
Yeah, that's a good question. The good and bad part about my career is I played for a lot of coaches. In Washington, had 3 head coaches, 4 D coordinators. Then I had Tom Coughlin, 2 D coordinators there. So I was able to just pick a lot of things that I liked. And then obviously, EA knows this. We worked at ESPN, and there was a lot of things that I learned there, from organization, how to treat people, how to manage people, how you schedule things, how do you match up talent together, right? It was critical. I mean, you on radio, we had to have a certain rapport to kind of play off of one another, and that was key. So where did I get all that from? It's a little, obviously, it's AP is my background, but it's also all those gentlemen that coached me, and one that's here with us now, Marvin Lewis, somebody that's helped guide me throughout my career.
You talked about trusting and trusting your coaches, and Marvin Lewis, Joe Philbin, guys that have been there, done that. How important was it to have those guys on your staff to be able to lean on if you needed to?
I always say, players need to be coached up and coaches need to be coached up, right? Swallow your pride, check your ego at the door. I got 2 gentlemen that have been in the National Football League over 75, 80 years. I'll be a fool not to bring them in the building.
Right.
Not just for me, but for our coordinators. You know who's benefiting more than AP from Marvin Lewis? Patrick Graham, who had one of the best defenses of all time.
Yeah.
The Baltimore Ravens with Marvin Lewis running the show.
Yeah.
How about we pick his brain? Then you got Joe Philbin, who was in that system that Luke Getsky's bringing here, way back with the Packers, been a head coach, been through his ups and downs throughout his career. Just came from college, so he took a step back, came here. So now he has fresh ideas. And I think the best thing about our staff is that we get together, we go in that room, it's a round table, we throw things against the wall. Some things stick, some things don't. But everybody goes in there with open mind. Check your ego again at the door. Your way ain't the only way, and we'll find the right way.
Coach, the media, you just mentioned it. I think a lot of the media, especially nationally, who aren't looking at the Raiders the way they should, are going to try to turn this into a quarterback question. Who's going to be the quarterback? I look at Christian Wilkins as a complete game changer here. He could turn the ball over at midfield. You're in field goal range quickly with Carlson. You can take a shot with Davante or Tre. You can run the ball and take some clock there. The defense, with that signing to play along Kuntz and Maxx, how different is that now as you look at the scheme and how you're going to win close games?
Really different.
Yeah.
And you don't know that until you watch practice. And you with Christian each and every day. The other day we went over here to the Aces, played a little basketball, a little team bonding. You know who the best player was? Christian Wilkins. Not even close. We're all sitting there like, what in the world is this?
Right.
300-pound man dunking, and doing all this stuff that he's able to do. But more importantly, the love, the leadership, the passion, the desire to win. We got to bring in winners.
Yeah.
We got to bring in guys that want to win, that's going to strain. There's 2 gentlemen that's in this building every day before coaches. Maxx Crosby, Christian Wilkins. They happen to be on the same D-line playing next to each other. God bless everybody else. Don't worry about our quarterback, buddy. Worry about yours. Worry about yours.
How much better does that make everyone on that defense, having that big fella in the middle, though?
Man, just having Christian, again, along with Maxx, and how they work, the effort, the pursuit, the consistent perfection of chasing to be the best at their position. You're foolish if you're not on the training. You're running with these guys.
Right.
You guys will see here in a couple of days as we go through minicamp. Just watch them run. Just watch our guys. Watch the effort. Watch the passion. Watch the bond, the excitement that they play with.
Yeah.
That's been every day because we walked back in this building.
Their energy from station to station is incredible.
And I get it, the rah-rah, the AP, the energy, all that stuff. No. It ain't AP no more.
Yeah.
You got to deal with them dudes. AP don't play. I got the headset on, y'all. I'm watching. You got to deal with them suckers. But more importantly, everybody on our team now has taken ownership to be the best they can.
Right.
That's why we had 30, 35 guys here the entire offseason. And then when we got here, close to almost 100% participation throughout the offseason program.
Talk to me. How's my guy Jack doing?
Oh, man.
Yeah, man.
Jack.
Yeah. How's Jack doing?
Jack's doing good, man. You know what? I think we've all settled around Jack. Jack is a unique individual, special talent.
Yes.
Take the talent away. The person. Jack is like any of us that is somebody that wants to be loved, appreciated, coached hard, but he does demand respect.
Yeah.
And they got to go both ways now. So I think our leaders have done a great job of constantly rallying around him and putting their arm around him. Our coaches, Ricky Manning, the constant communication, the daily updates to just, hey, man, you good? How's everything going? Figure out Jack as a person before you worry about Jack the corner.
Right.
And then you can coach Jack much better. I've dealt with him since he was 13 years old. I get it.
I know
I
that.
get it. And he's a special talent. When Jack is 100, the Raiders are in a good place.
Yeah.
And we just got to keep that going. And it's a process. Listen, this is his third year in the National Football League. We're talking about like this guy's a 10-year vet.
Yeah.
He's just now coming his own. He hasn't played a full season. We're hoping to get Jack a full season. He had a great offseason. He's worked his tail off. We got to keep growing from where we were last year.
You draft corners in the 4th and 7th round. Jacorian Bennett's coming back. Worked with him last year as you were a coach, now the head coach. It's important that other corner. And Nate Hobbs, I've said this about Nate Hobbs. I mean, I thought he could play on the outside just as good as in the slot here. But that second corner and that competition, coach, what do you look to see here when we come up to training camp?
Well, I think the key word you hit on was competition. And that's something that we really harped on. And you hit on it earlier. When you have a quarterback competition, it's competition everywhere because all eyes is on everybody. And that corner room is very talented. It's young. It's got some guys in experience. But what they got is a 1-2. They lean on one another. They're asking questions. They're here working out before practice, after practice. But more important, this is their now second, third year in the system for some of these guys, right? When you're a rookie and you get thrown in the fire week 1, that's not an easy task.
No, not at all.
Not many of us can do that. I didn't do it week 1. It was like week 2 or 3. EA, what about you? What week was it as a rookie? Did you start?
Week 1.
Okay, EA special. He's looking at me like,
look at him flex on you like that.
But it was difficult, right? Because you go through your ups and downs. And I think with Bennett, and what I like to see with our rookies, like, we don't need to throw them out there in the fire. If they're not ready, don't put them out there because you get baptized the wrong way, right?
Yeah.
But a great offseason by Bennett, being in here with JB each and every day. What I love about JB, he asks questions. He's a student of the game. He's always, give me more, AP, give me more. He's asking different coaches. You got a guy in your room that's coaching you, Ricky Manning, who played at a high level, right? So that's a great asset that we have with our coaching staff, having guys that played it that can calm the nerves of a young player who, I need to go. Slow down, young bull. You'll get there one day.
Yeah.
Coach, we got you into Maxx Crosby. That's an A block. So we thank you.
We can finish after this.
A lot of juice here. A lot of juice. Come on.
Thanks, Coach. We'll be seeing you a lot. Thanks for your time as always.
Thank you, guys.
All right, big dog.
There he is, Antonio Pierce. How great is that?
Appreciate you, Coach.
As we're able to get Maxx Crosby to come in here, and we're looking forward to that. How about that? As Max joins us, and
nice 1-2 punch, huh?
He's now a vet. You're now a veteran of Media Day. So how's Media Day? Give us your first impressions today, getting in the building and the photos and the experience, especially with the young staff and the interns and everyone who's here.
Yeah, year 6 of this, definitely.
Man,
it feels like it's a little bit longer every single year. You try to get out as fast as you can, but we're having fun. It's a blessing to be here. Every day I show up, I'm grateful. So, it's been a good day so far.
Talk to us a little about the off season. You're looking good. You're looking ready to go, huh?
Yeah, for sure. It's been a journey. I had to get a couple surgeries. Had to get fixed up, and for me, I always want to go 24/7. So it really forced me to have a different approach as far as my training and how I had to, get back to 100%. I couldn't rush anything, but it made me a better player, it made me better mentally, physically, and I feel incredible right now. I'm covering crazy amount of yardage in practice, doing what I do, and flying around making plays. So I can't wait.
You made a lot of noise over the weekend with the conversation that you had with Jim Rome about being a Raider for life, right? And that's what you wanted to do, and you wanted to win the Super Bowl here with the organization. And you talked about other guys that may have gone to other teams, and you didn't want to take that route. How much pride does that, do you have about being a Raider and what you want to do for this organization?
Yeah, I feel like nowadays a lot of people are scared to say what they think. For me, I just lay it out there. I am 100% myself, and I wear my heart on my sleeve. So I speak about, that passionately because I truly believe that. I feel like I'm, born to be a Raider. I feel like I'm meant to be here. And, it wasn't any personal thing about anybody else. I'm just speaking for myself. I know what I want. I don't know exactly what my future holds, but I know for a fact I'm going to do everything in my power to win here. And that's my focus every day.
One of the massive changes in 6 years, getting to know you when you came in here, maybe you had to get to meet the alumni. Now you know all the alumni. They're coming to you. We kicked off Media Day by paying tribute to Jim Otto. We lost not only the original Raider, one of the greatest Raiders of all time, but one of the greatest football players to ever live. Your thoughts on the passing of Jim Otto?
Yeah, Jim Otto is an absolute legend, like you said. I remember him being in the locker room, this past year after we beat Denver the last game of the year, and he was, in there smoking cigars with us. But it's just, his legacy is something that you aspire to be like. The guy never came off the field. I don't think he missed a game. Yeah. He was a one-of-a-kind guy. Yeah. And dudes like that is, what inspired me. The guys like Howie and, Jim Otto from, Charles Woodson, those guys are the ones I'm constantly reaching out to. And, I got to talk to Howie a little bit this weekend. And, dudes like that just give me more why. They're being silver, being in the silver and black is just different than everybody, and I truly believe that. You only know if you're here, and that's how, that's why I speak so, strongly about it, because guys like Jim Otto are the ones that, laid the blueprint.
Maxx, you're in a unique situation to where when guys come to this team, people consult you. They think about, can you fit with Maxx, offense or defense? I've been with a guy like that. I played with Reggie White. Yep. And when Reggie stepped on the football field and how he practiced, everyone had to raise to that level. Yep. How does it feel to be someone in the National Football League? Like, you're the face of this franchise. You're one of the faces that when people talk about the National Football League all over the world, you're one of the guys they talk about. How does that feel?
It's incredible. For me, since I got in the league, I've always wanted to be the best version of myself. And when I got here, I didn't even know what that was, and I didn't know what that looked like. It took real preparation, a real dedication to everything I do, and being obsessed. I talk about it all the time, but that's the only way you're going to fully maximize your career. And, what pushes me to be, to be the best version of myself is the unknown. I know I'm not at my best. People ask me every year, how are you going to top the next year? I'm like, I don't know, but I'm going to find a way. I have my blueprint, you know what I mean? I have my preparation, and I know there's going to be new steps and leaps and bounds that I'm going to get to because of all the work I put in. I literally live in this building. So that's what it's all about. So, yeah, when you talk about guys like Reggie White, when people come in, they, I don't when people walk in the door, I'm not like this, you know what I mean? Like waiting for their asses, just like, where I'm at, you know what I mean? And for me, it's an honor, and I don't demand that. I've earned that just by what I do on a daily basis, and that's what I think is the most important thing. It's the respect, and the hardest thing is being a leader. Sometimes it gets lonely. Yeah. You know what I mean? So you're always the example, no matter what. Yeah. So everything you do is being watched, and that's what pushes me even more because people always like to tap you on the back. You're doing great, and for me, it's like no, I know what I can do, and I know where I can go, and I feel like I'm just getting started. So it's an absolute honor that I get people see me in that light, but I know there's only bigger and better things to come.
Before we let you go, we're going to have a little bit of fun with you. We're going to have you look at this screen, and we've put some of your teammates together. You're going to have to identify these guys. Who's this?
Okay.
That is, I think that's me and Daniel Carlson put together. What is that?
There you go.
There it is.
All right, how about this one? One for one so far.
That's insane. That's
man, that's
Jacoby Hobbs.
There it is.
That's a movie star right there.
Why does Nate look so serious?
Right. So
Jeez, chill
out. Next one. Here we go.
All right. Oh, man.
I mean, that's Dylan Parham, and I feel like it's mixed with a smaller dude because that something's up. Something's off. Or is it just like a
Dylan?
Or is it just Dylan? I don't know. I'm going to say just Dylan. I don't know. I'm going to say Dylan Parham.
And
I'm just saying Dylan.
It's more than just Dylan. Here we go.
I mean,
man. That's
tough.
they look alike
That's
already.
tough.
So that's tough.
That's
Yeah,
tough. There's
that's
something
tough.
different. That is, oh my God. It looks. I mean, the mixture is Michael Mayer. It looks like Foster Moreau, but
Michael Mayer.
it looks like Foster.
It does actually.
But it's got to be Mayer and
Oh man.
Damn, is that Oh wow. Okay.
Two young guys, maybe?
Boom.
Spillane.
Oh, there you go.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Only you could have got that one.
I know. I would have never guessed that one.
Wow.
That's wild.
Max, have a healthy year. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, I appreciate you guys.
There he
man.
is. Great
Way to go,
Maxx
big dog.
Crosby.
Thanks,
Great
man.
seeing you, Max. All the best. Maxx Crosby. Wow, that was a pretty good block
That
right there
was.
with the head coach.
Yes, you think?
And Maxx Crosby there. When we
Man.
come back, more conversations, more players coming out. We're excited to be here. It's Media Day on a special edition of Raiders Roundtable. Oh, that's some good content.
Oh man, we can wrap that, bud.
With the 43rd pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Las Vegas Raiders select Tre'von Moehrig, defensive back, TCU.
Hey Raider Nation, this is Tre'von Moehrig.
It's crazy. It's a blessing. I knew today was the day, so I woke up with a big smile on my face, just thanking God and my family for, everything they put into me to help me get here. Raider Nation, I appreciate the love and all your support. I'm looking forward to this season and the years to come. I promise you, you're going to get the best out of me each and every day.
I'm excited to step in there and just, like I said, just be a Raider, man. That's what today is about.
Here comes Crosby off the edge. Herbert flush to the right. Eyes downfield. Into the arms of an interception. It's picked up by Moehrig at the 20.
You love his instincts. You love his impact, his intuition, his instincts of playing the ball in the air are terrific, EC. This is the kind of guy you want roaming the defensive backfield for the Las Vegas Raiders.
Racing out to the right. Diablo in his face. Cuts over the middle. And it's intercepted. Moehrig racing down the far sideline.
When we step on that field, we're ready to go.
DeVito under pressure, and down he goes. Sack number 8 for the Raiders today, and this one belongs to Tre'von Moehrig.
For me, it was just coming out here and just, doing my job, doing my thing, and just having fun. Really, every year it's just going to be getting better in every aspect of the game.
It's all starting to come together. He's still early in that process, but you see a maturity coming in terms of in the film room, practice field, and it's showing up in the game.
Get the snap off with 1:08 to go. Stidham's going to throw. He steps up. He launches down the far sideline. It's a dunk, and it's picked off by a sliding Tre'von Moehrig.
How about Moehrig coming into his own?
To be a Raider is to be bold, powerful, and loyal.
Once a Raider, always a Raider.
Raider Nation family is authentic, with the heart here in Las Vegas. We are often imitated, but can never be duplicated. Why?
The autumn wind is a Raider.
Because there is only one nation.
Trey, how you doing?
Good. How you doing, sir?
Good. Good. Hey, we're going to select you right here.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
You ready to go?
Oh, I'm so ready to go.
Congratulations,
I'm so
you're a
ready to
Raider.
go.
We're going to send a
Man.
pick in here in a couple minutes. All right.
Yes, sir. I'm looking forward to getting to work with you.
Awesome. Hey, I'm going to put you on the phone
All
with
right.
their head coach, Antonio Pierce.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds
All right.
good.
Hold on.
Trey.
Yeah. What's going
Small
on, Coach?
world, ain't it?
Hey, too small.
Full circle, man. Full
Man.
circle.
Man, thank you for picking me up. This is a great pick. Let's
Yeah,
go to
man.
work, man.
Come on. Bring that juice when you get here. Tell the family I say hello and enjoy it, all right?
Yeah, I will.
All right,
I'll tell everybody say what's up.
Okay, enjoy it. All right.
All right.
Okay.
Bye.
More Las Vegas.
Look.
And we carry on through OTAs with our guy, Tre Taylor. And Tre, man, it's so nice to meet you finally. Through the madness of the pre-draft, the draft process, everything that's going on in the offseason. I actually haven't met you yet, but I was super excited to get you up here. I'm so fascinated by the Service Academy experience in so many different ways, and we'll get to that in a sec. But I want to start here. I was going back today, and I was watching your call when Tom Telesco called you. You talked to AP. Just like, it's hard not to be like, oh, God, I want this guy to be good so bad. Like, going back to that moment, like, what was it like to finally get that call?
For sure, it was emotional. I told myself I wasn't going to cry, but here we are. It was something that, you know, as a kid, looking at football, watching the whole process for somebody else, you dream of that for yourself, and especially like how the draft was going and, you know, where I was projected to go. You know, some of that was kind of getting past that time, and, you know, I was getting calls from different teams about different other situations. And, you know, I felt like that was starting to slip away from, you know, possibility of me getting drafted. And then, you know, I got that call. I thought it was going to be another one of those calls I was getting from other teams. And, you know, they said that they were going to take you right here. You know, some words I'll never, ever forget. And, yeah, it just hit me.
All right, everybody, welcome to the 2024 Raiders Golf Tournament. Today's format of play will be a 5-man scramble contest. Got a lot of contests out there for you. There you go. We hope you have a great time out there. Enjoy and play well.
Yeah, the Raiders do a great job with their corporate partners and former players, current players. I've come to everyone since we've had this in Vegas. It's just a great way to talk business, talk football, and have a great day out at Rio Seco. It's fabulous. The service is great on every hole. Every hole there's a sponsor, there's drinks, there's food. Everyone's having a good time, and there's fun challenges at every hole, so it kind of mixes it up a bit.
Yeah, today was a great day, man. Out playing golf, interacting with different partners, and, you know, enjoying all the Raiders staff. It was an incredible day.
How do you think you did on the course today?
That's questionable. I had a lot of fun, though.
Yes, it's good evening. After a great day on the golf course, welcome back to the clubhouse at Rio Seco, everyone. Here we go. We're going to announce each winner for our prizes. If you can come up. If someone's not here from your team, if you can have a representative come up, get your prize and take a picture. And we're going to have raffles at the end.
Welcome back to Raiders Roundtable. It's Media Day as we continue, and we're thrilled to get Davante Adams to join us here as we are live on the set. Davante, thanks so much for doing this, and you've done this a bunch throughout your career. What makes it different this year?
Every year is a new year, man. You got new teammates. We got a new coach this year, so you know it's just a brand new experience. I'm a different player than what I was, you know, even a few months ago. So it's good to get back to it, you know, reestablish and kind of get your feet back wet how you want. And obviously we got a few more days here and then get a little break before we get back into the real deal. So it's been a good process so far, though.
Hey, every year the great ones like yourself work on something a little different in the off season, body wise or whatever. What did you focus on this off season?
Well, the one thing that I feel like I have not done an amazing job with, and it's been by strategy, but something that I pushed a little bit more at this off season is just my stretching. I feel like that's something that is imperative, obviously, to prevent injury, different things like that, but finding a sweet spot, because my whole career I've found that, believe it or not, overstretching, depending on the type of, the way your body is kind of composed, is you can do more damage that way. So I've always been one to kind of do as much as I need to, but never really push. So I kind of push a little bit more just to see how my body responds to it. It's been a while since I really got after it in that aspect. So just stretching and just the maintenance part of it. You get this is my 11th year now.
Ooh, man, went fast.
It flies, right. So just trying to find any different way to obviously the quickness and all those things are things that I continue to stay on and make sure I don't lose that. But a new thing that I went was my stretching, just pushing that a little bit more and seeing how my body responds to that.
You mentioned new players and new coaches. What has your thoughts been on the new energy, especially that the coaching staff, the different position groups, what they're bringing to the table?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of new faces, a lot of new energy, and I've been loving it, man. It's a good look for the team. AP got the coaches doing some workouts and stuff like that. So, holding everybody accountable, which I love, and it sends a great message to the team, and guys know they got to come in ready if the coaches are in good shape. So, it's just a new energy, a new juice in this building. I like it.
We just had Luke Getsy on, and I wanted to get your philosophy on this 12 personnel, what you saw in the past, you being the elite weapon on this team, to get these tight ends, young tight ends going, hitting the ground, because Bowers could just be a freak like you are in the league. Big Mike can do everything, and then you on the outside with Jacoby. Mm-hmm. This is really special here if it hits the ground running.
100%. I mean, it's the youngest tight end room I've ever seen in my life. But I mean, two guys that I spoke to the rookies, did like a little panel with them and telling them what to expect, how to get acclimated to the league, all these things, sharing a few stories, just trying to make them laugh a little bit too. And I see Bowers is in the front row like this.
I know,
no smiles. I'm like, all right, everybody ready to play. All right, he don't need too much. I don't need to say too much to him. So we got some young dudes, but having that young freshness in there is going to be good for us. Mike, getting baptized by Maxx a few times early. Yeah. I'm sure the same thing is going to happen with 19s or 89 now. So, we're looking forward to it. These guys are going to bring a lot of juice for us. And, I'm going to keep being me, trying to do everything I can to help this team win. And, same with Jacoby, Tre, and the rest of the guys. So it's, we're shaping out to have a good situation in front of us.
Talk to us a little bit about that baptized people talk about, Maxx, and, and how about you and some of the young corners or the old corners and Jack and being able to have that competition? What is it like in practice?
It's good. Well, I baptized Jack actually when he was on the Patriots still.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, when they came here and practiced against him.
That's right. Yeah.
Good.
I was there for that.
Oh,
that was.
Yeah.
I remember that. That was Jack. You're right.
Yeah. On the right,
do you remind him of that?
And everybody else too.
We haven't spoke about it one time, which is funny because I know when he first saw me, that was all he could think about. But I learned a lot about him in that experience. That he a fighter. He's a dog, and I saw a quote he had after he picked off A-Rod that same year. So I don't think we played we might have played him that year. Did we play him?
I think we called him late.
Yeah, we did, because that was when Chandler had the
that's Chandler. Yep.
But I didn't he never covered me that game. But he got a pick against A-Rod, and he said, "I told that man not to throw my way." I love that. That's a dog. He's definitely a man full of quotes. But yeah, we got it happens, man. Thing is, when you got a guy like me or a guy like Maxx, sometimes on the other side, it's not even totally up to you. You may do the right thing, but sometimes that's just how the cookie crumbles.
Yeah. Before we have some fun with you, one more quick one. I talk to caddies around town who see you golf. They say you're playing amazing. Your wife loves this town. Yeah. A lot of people ask, Davante in Vegas, they say, everything I see from Instagram and your family, how much you love this city and how much you know people all around town. Tell us about that.
Oh, I love it. I mean, you probably talk to the right caddies. Yeah, for sure. But, golfing, I keep it real simple, man. Family and golf, and, I kind of just sprinkle a few things here and there, but people always ask me what I attribute a lot of my success success to it. It's just keeping it real.
Yeah.
Structured. Same with Maxx. He kind of follows his regimen and stays within that, and it kind of helps you stay focused, and it allows you to have your fun, but also keep the main thing, and that's what Vegas has kind of allowed for me.
Right.
We're going to have some fun with you right now. We're going to put some of your teammates together. We're going to kind of put their bodies together. We're going to have you make a decision on who it is.
All right.
There we go. Look at the screen.
Okay, that's easy. That's me and Tyree.
There it is. Boom. That was the easy one right
All
there.
right.
All right, it's going to get tougher, though. It's going to get tougher. Here we go.
Okay, we got Aidan and Colton.
Man, all right, hold on now. What's tough? What's tough? Okay, it's going to get tougher.
I'm good at these.
I see.
Okay, we got Tre. And that's somebody new.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it is someone new.
That is somebody new.
It's somewhat new.
Yeah. Is that Chris and Tre?
Nope.
It's Tre and.
Yeah.
Final one for you. Here we go.
All right, that's Marcus and.
That looks like somebody I know.
Right.
I mean, yeah.
Who is it?
You're going to kick yourself when you.
I know exactly who that is.
You're going to kick yourself.
I know exactly who that is.
That's Marcus and Tre?
No.
There it is. They're always together.
Yeah.
They're always together. That's why I said you're going to kick yourself. They're always together.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Davante, thank you for joining us here. You got a busy day today. We really appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Always,
Thanks for
man.
having me, as always.
You're the one, dude.
Appreciate
Got
you,
it.
You're the
All
one.
Like the kicks.
Always.
There it
Always.
is.
Look at the bottom. You see that? Zoom in on that.
Ooh, money. Money.
Wow.
Oh.
Okay.
You want to see those off?
No. Don't leave them in your locker. EA will get them.
He ain't lying.
All right. Thanks, bro.
Thanks so much. Appreciate you stopping by the set. Davante Adams. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That was fantastic.
Yeah.
The game at the end. I just want to say before we get to Jacoby Myers, on the radio, right? We always promote Raider Nation Radio, and Q and I take calls, and we encourage the fans to come in and do that all the time. And I get a lot of calls where people are like, well, Aaron Rodgers went to the Jets. Davante's going. I'm not going to the Jets. The Jets were one of the worst teams out. Davante's contract. I say, from what I know, and I've been in this town a long time, EA, everybody says his family, his beautiful kids, they love everything about being here. That's a big part about being a Las Vegas Raider.
It is. You can carve out a spot here, and I think it's not the Vegas that was around 10 years ago. The National Football League is here in town. Baseball's trying to get here. Basketball's trying to get here. You can come out here and carve yourself out a great living if you're an athlete here. And he has the right things on his mind, and he's doing the correct things.
You want the NBA here, man. You know that.
I know. I want to
Michael Merrick, kind enough to join us. How cool is
Big
this? Big Mike joins us. So
thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Good. We had you last year, and now you're back. And how exciting. First, tell us about the downtime, the off-season, what you've been up to before you came back here.
I think the most important thing for me this offseason was getting healthy, right? I missed the last 3 games of the season with a really weird, bad toe injury. So I just rehabbed all offseason. Got faster, got quicker, strengthened my hips up, strengthened my lower back up, and I feel great. This spring's been great. Got back here April 1st and have had 0 problems with my toe, with my groins, anything. So I feel great. Everything feels great.
That's really it, right? In the off season is you want to get to a point where you're feeling strong, you're feeling like you can do anything you want to do on the football field, and how and who helps you kind of get that plan together.
And I think it's a little bit of a different feeling this year than last year coming in. I really know what to expect now. I really do. I know what I got to put my body through in the off season and in the 5 weeks while we're gone leading up to camp.
Right.
I really know what to do. So I'm really excited for it. I'm really excited for the season, man. We got a great team. We've had a great spring. We've had a lot of fun. We're enjoying it out there. We're enjoying the coaches. We're enjoying everybody. So I'm really happy with how everything's going.
You talked about that after one of the OTA sessions. You said you're having fun.
Yep.
Again, you're excited to come back to work. How important is that for you to be able to have that joy and excitement?
Very important. I think I'm out there playing my best when I can play like that. And that's how I played at Notre Dame. You're out there, you're playing free. You're having fun. You're laughing with your teammates. I mean, that's what football's about. And I think that's when I'm playing my best. And we got a great atmosphere here, a great atmosphere, a great, leaders. It's been awesome, and we're ready to go.
We're talking about the future here, but I want to go back to the past because EA and I are on the pregame show and the postgame show when they scripted plays for you early in games, and you go nuts. And then the ball didn't come back to you last year at times. And again, coaches make adjustments. EA and I would say, what is going on? You scripted these plays. Run the plays again that worked with Mike early in the game. Do you feel now with the new coaches, Luke Getsy coming in, your relationship with AP, when you get rolling and with Brock coming in here, they're going to stay with you?
Yeah, I think so. I think our offense is going to be very prolific this year. I really do.
Wow.
Getsy's done a great job. The offense that we've installed so far, I mean, there's a little bit more we need to do when camp comes around, but we've installed a ton of the offense. Looks really good. Looks really good. Looks like a lot of fun, too.
All right.
Eyes got big there. Eyes got big.
We've been enjoying that and enjoying learning the offense, and Brock's been great. Brock came in. He's a rookie. I mean, obviously, as a rookie, I know because I was in that spot last year. There's a lot to learn. There's a lot to learn. That transition from college to the NFL is not an easy one. I'm sure anybody can attest to that. So he's been great. He's learning a ton, and I'm kind of right there with him. And any questions he's got, he knows he can come to me.
Awesome. You know, real quickly, I was just in Chicago for Mike Ditka's Gridiron Greats, and Sylvia Mackey, the Woman of the Year every year, presents an award, and John Mackey. So the Mackey Award and what that means, and Ditka was one of the greatest tight ends of all time.
Right.
All the hype for Brock and the Mackey Awards and the national championships, you at Notre Dame. Dave Casper, who I talked to you about last year, and Raymond Chester. Then you dive into Todd Christensen. And that's like next level. Darren Waller, who played here, the numbers at the tight end position, it's just been a spectacular organization at that position group.
It has, yeah. They just really know how to utilize them.
Yeah.
And they really know strengths and weaknesses, you know? And so that's sort of it. That's part of it is, are we going to run 12 here? Are we going to run 13 here? We got the tight ends to do it.
Yeah.
There's plenty of good tight ends on this team. Let me tell you that. So, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
You're in your second year, and you're a leader. I mean, when you look at this organization, of course, there's Maxx, there's Davante, the quarterback, but people mention you. How does that feel when you're out about the town?
It feels great. I feel like my leadership style and where I've been as a leader on this team from last year to this year has jumped tremendously. And that's not just because of a coaching change or whatever. That's from within me. I've reflected in myself, what do I need to do to get better at football, and what can I do to help this team win? And the tight end room needs a leader. We need a leader, and I think that's what I'm here to do. And it's been fun. It's been really fun leading these guys. We got a great room. We have so much fun. Luke Steckel's been great. The new tight ends coach. He's been great. We've had a lot of fun together.
You love Vegas too. This whole Vegas thing coming from Notre Dame. What was different when you got here? Now you start to see Summerlin and Green Valley and Henderson and the Strip. What's that been like? I see you.
The weather was different. A lot different. Yeah. So I grew up in Northern Kentucky and then I went to Notre Dame. So I was in the Midwest my whole life. And so I came out here and it was a bit of an adjustment, a little bit. But I've loved it, man. I've loved honestly this entire spring, being able to go into the backyard and just sit in the sun and relax and kind of take my mind off football. It's been great. It's been fun. I'm like, you don't get this everywhere. You really don't. You don't get the sun. You don't get the weather. I know it gets hot in the summer. Who cares about that? But other than that, dude, I'll take the 80, 90, 100. I don't care. As long as that sun's out, I'll take it.
You look like you're ready to strap it up and go play on Sunday.
I could right now. I could play right now easily.
I heard that. Well, we're going to play right now. We're going to play a game with you. We're going to have a little bit of fun. We're going to put some of your teammates together, and you're going to pick who these guys are. So we've been having a lot of fun with it. Here we go. Who's that?
That is Daniel Carlson and Maxx Crosby.
Boom. Good at this. Okay.
There we go.
All right. Here's the next one.
All right.
Nate Hobbs and Jacoby Myers.
Boom. He's 2 for 2. He's rolling here.
That's
okay. All right. Come on, Big Mike. Here's the round 3.
This has been the tough one.
That has.
I know Dylan's in there. The O-line, Dylan's in there. What's that second?
Maxx was 3 for 3. Now,
Maxx got this one?
Yeah, Maxx
got this one.
This one's been the tough one.
Yeah.
Wilk. Wilkins?
No.
Oh,
Adam Butler and
yeah.
Dylan Parham.
Yeah, it's tough because they kind of look together
Look
already.
like it could be one dude.
Yeah, it could be one dude anyway.
This will be the toughest one for you, though.
Okay.
Here we go, the toughest one.
Me and Robert Spillane.
Boom!
Yeah.
My boy Spill. Look at that forehead. He knows I love him. He knows.
Oh, yeah.
That's fantastic.
Michael, thanks for doing this, man.
Thanks for
Enjoy
having me,
Vegas, and we'll see you out in Costa Mesa.
Yeah.
And we'll see you around the building. And thanks for being such a great
Always
leader.
enjoy talking.
Sounds good. Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
All right.
Excited
Way to
as
go, Big Mike.
Yeah, as EA says, Big Mike there, man.
Big Mike, man.
One of your
Don't mess around.
favorites.
Don't
One of
mess
your
around with
favorites
Big
there.
Mike.
That's right.
All right, we're gonna have we got a quarterback coming here. The other one. So
all right, here we go.
Aidan's coming up on the other side. What a great day! It is
Awesome.
Media Day, brought to you by America First Credit Union, right here at Intermountain Healthcare Performance Center. You're watching Raiders Roundtable.
Just a lot of excitement, a lot of hard work went into this, a lot of, sacrifices, and I'm excited to, start my career in the NFL, which I always envision myself playing.
With the 7th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Las Vegas Raiders select Tyree Wilson, defensive end, Texas Tech.
It's different. I never went through this process before. It was all business, and I'm excited. Not everybody got the opportunity to go through that process, and I was blessed, so I had to take advantage of it. I mean, kind of crazy that this is gonna be my home. First time living out of Texas. Really it was just all the emotions in my back of my head. I wasn't really focused on the fans. It was going to commissioner, and, hugging them, and then, just thinking about my family, really, all the hard work, the sacrifice they made for me to, get to where I am today. I knew it was the right fit. Yeah, I work hard, and, I always envisioned myself getting here. Now it's time to continue it in the NFL. Tyree Wilson, defensive end, outside linebacker, Las Vegas Raiders. Being a Raider in all three, phases of my life is something that, God planned.
Throwing to Laube, caught in stride. Oh, look at this completion in space to Dylan Laube.
From to work in green grass ahead. Touchdown, Dylan Laube. Touchdown, Dylan Laube. Give to Laube, who runs in. Touchdown. Laube up the middle. He has a first down and more. Across the 40 and the 50. Down the sideline he goes to the 20, 10, and they won't catch him today.
Welcome back to Raiders Roundtable, along with Q Myers and Eric Allen. I'm JT. Aidan O'Connell, kind enough to join us now. Aidan, a different media day for you this time around. How are you?
I'm doing well. Yeah, a little more busy, but doing well.
Absolutely. Tell us about the offseason. We were talking about it before we came back live here on how you're getting focused on Vegas, adapted in Vegas with your family, how much you love it here.
Yeah, we really have loved it. I think, once you get here last off season and you go through OTAs, and we had a little bit of a break before camp, but not much. And so it was really all football all the time. And so for us to be able to be in the city and not have, as much responsibility, and us being able to spend some time and be out in the community and things like that, my wife and I both really enjoyed that. And so we're both from Midwest. We didn't want to go back to the Midwest and have cloudy days every day. So we stuck here in the sun, and it was awesome.
Yeah. I tell you, man, people talk about, that second year and how it slows down. This is the period it slows down, from the training camps, the mini camps, OTAs, things like that. What have you really been focusing on your game to help slow that process down when it comes to the season next year?
Yeah, I think, being a rookie, it's just tough, all around. It's just there's so much stuff that's going on off the field that you're trying to get adjusted to, and obviously you move to a new city and trying to adjust to life there. And so just being able to take a deep breath this offseason, being able to, enjoy playing ball again, which has been a lot of fun this offseason. Obviously, it's a new offense and everything, but it's been, I just feel a lot more comfortable. I was able to start learning the offense a lot earlier than I was last year. I was still at the combine and doing stuff like that last year. So you get to step up, and you get to kind of take a deep breath and get a fresh start. So it's been great.
You mentioned not wanting to go back to the Midwest and the clouds, but you spent a lot of time here at the facility this offseason. How big is that to have a facility like this where you can get everything you need and also work on your game as well?
Yeah, I think, it's obviously one of the best facilities in the NFL. And so for me, I was like, it would be dumb not to come here. We have awesome strength coaches. They're still making food during the off season. And so just a lot of the resources still at our disposal, even in the off season. And so want to take advantage of it and get my work done here, and also be around the guys. I think that's important. So yeah, it was a great off season.
A couple of points I want to bring up about last year, historic. The win against the Chiefs, that happened on Christmas. That's big on the road at Arrowhead. I mean, the crowd, everything, that's on your resume. But what's on your resume is the franchise record for points against the Chargers. And this is Jim Plunkett, Rich Gannon, Ken Stabler, Darryl LaMonica, Tom Flores. To know that your name is associated as a quarterback, the all-time franchise record for points. Take me back to that game.
Yeah, I think the defense definitely helped us out a little bit in that game. So them scoring a couple times definitely helps, and our special teams creating turnovers as well. But yeah, it was obviously coming off a short week and coming off a game where we scored 0 points. Yeah. And so I think in that segment right there, it really taught me the most I learned about the NFL, is that it's really week to week. It's any given day. You have to come out and execute. And so, yeah, we scored 0 points on Sunday, and then on Thursday scored a bunch. And so it's just part of the game. You got to, regroup and get back together. And then I think it was a blessing in disguise having a short week after that Vikings game, and us just being able to move on and turn the page and being able to perform like that.
But AP said you never blinked. He said even though you guys didn't score any points, you never blinked, you never panicked. What is it about you that allowed yourself not to hyperventilate or get a little too worked up about that one game?
Yeah, I think I had a lot of teammates that really poured into me. I think a lot of the older guys especially gave me a lot of confidence, even back in the spring when I first got here last year, that, I think voiced their support of me. And so that was huge for me to have, especially from guys that have been around the league and have won games in different places and here. And so it really comes down to my teammates and coaches, support staff that poured into me. Again, I was a rookie quarterback. It's a difficult spot. And so they, were able to support me and, gave me a chance when I got on the field.
You're one of 32 starting quarterback. I mean, this is the best league in all the world, right? The National Football League, and you're the guy. How does that feel, that pressure, that opportunity, right, to lead this team?
Yeah, I think it's kind of a back and forth, honestly, almost every day, where it's I try my best to just lock in on the day, try to get better, and try to really, you just try to, while you're working, you try to empty the tank, and when you're not, you try to recover as quick as possible so you can get ready to do the same thing tomorrow. And so, I dream for forever to be in this position, and so trying to, again, find that two sides of the same coin of being, focus on the task at hand, but also being grateful for the position I'm in.
Yeah, I thought the former staff did a good job getting you prepared. Obviously, they drafted you, they worked with you, got you going. Derek Carr used to work out in the park. You're throwing in the park when you can get these guys there. I thought coming in, your foundation was really strong, but now you got a completely different coaching staff. Only a couple remaining coaches here. How has that been for you when you get into the classroom and you're hearing about new philosophies now when it comes to a coaching perspective?
Yeah, it's definitely different. You know, foundationally different. What they're trying to accomplish, what we're trying to do is different, and so it's a fun new challenge. It is cool to hear different staffs talk about. I mean, most people are running the same plays, and so there's just different ways to think about it. There's different points of emphasis on each play and each install, and so it's been fun to just get to hear from Luke and from the other offensive coaches about what they're thinking, about what they think is going to be the best way for us to execute.
What did you do well last year? And then what are things that you work on to try and improve for the upcoming year?
Yeah, I think, I tried to just take it one day at a time. I think, obviously a crazy situation with coaching staff being fired and, interim coach and everything like that. And so just try to stay myself every day. And I think a big part of what I've been working on is really the leadership stuff off the field, being more vocal with guys. And, I think you just feel more comfortable in year two. I felt a little bit gun shy to sometimes probably talk and speak my voice last year. And, I feel a lot different this year.
Last one for me on Gardner Minshew and your relationship here. You're competing. He's out there. He's made a lot of big throws, won a lot of big games in this league. What's that friendship and teammate connection like so far?
Yeah, we've gotten to know each other pretty well over the past couple months, and it's been super fun to just hear him. I mean, he's super honest about what he's seeing, what he's thinking. We're obviously learning this offense both at the same time together, and so to kind of bounce ideas back off each other. I mean, he's in year 6 now, and so he's seen a lot of football, been in a lot of systems, and been on some really good teams. And so it's been fun to go back and forth, but also, grow our relationship off the field. And, I meet with him, work out with him, we throw, we're with each other a lot. And so I think it just naturally a friendship kind of happens. Yeah.
We're going to have a little bit of fun with you, Aidan, if that's okay. We're going to have you look at this screen. We've been doing this with all your teammates. We've been combining guys, and you have to tell us who they are.
That's Tyree and Davante.
Oh.
Man, just like that.
Just like that.
Clockwork.
Like nothing.
Keep it moving. Keep it moving.
Here's a tough one.
That's me and Colton.
Or maybe not a tough one.
Man. There we go.
Yeah, it's is it? I know it's Trey. Is it Jack and Trey?
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. There you go.
One more.
One more. Can you get a clean sweep?
Yep.
Trey and Marcus.
Wow, there you go. That was easy.
Yeah, that was easy.
No wonder you're the quarterback, right? No wonder you're the quarterback.
Come on, man.
Anyone else go 4-4?
He's got to have it between the ears, man. That's
Come
why
on,
he's the quarterback.
Classroom study.
That was quick, man. That was quick,
He blew it away right
Blew it
there.
away. That wasn't
was
even
actually-
close.
Yeah.
And here's the key, too. He was fast. If it's a game show,
That's
he
what I
saved
said.
a lot of time.
It's like getting the ball in your hands real quick, right?
Check into the right play. right there.
Used to people chasing me.
Hey, thanks a lot for joining us. Stay healthy.
guys.
We're looking forward to talking to you.
Thank you very much.
For
Good to
sure,
see you
man.
guys.
There he
Always
is,
good seeing
Aidan
you, man.
O'Connell, and we're excited about that. Great
Appreciate
to talk
you,
to him
boss.
again, and good luck this year. Stay healthy. Great young man in this
How'd he
community.
get it that fast?
Listen, when I come to the stadium before the game and I walk around the stadium, and I usually see some fans. He's always out there going through his checks with his coach, and I mean, just a really good, solid young player who's trying to get better and trying to go through the process. So just really love his energy.
Hey, he's mature.
He is.
played in college for a while,
Yep.
and
Yeah.
I thought, again, he handled everything great last year. All right, we're going to jump in and slide over into the cornerbacks. This is an EA specialty.
There you go.
Maybe a half hour or so if we get
Right.
a couple of these guys. I thought Antonio Pierce was very honest with us at the depth at that position, and Jacorian and what they were able to do in the 4th and 7th round. And, look, I'm going to just say it because I asked Tom Telesco, there's money still available.
Yeah.
And when Stephon Gilmore's out there, or I've always thought, too, that I said this about right tackle for a long period of time. When there's a player available, and EA, you've been down this road before, not personally, but with teammates, when a player gets cut at the end of training camp and he's a 3-time Pro Bowler or played, it's not because he ran out of gas. Maybe there's a young player that a team wants to develop more so than that player. So what happens this year if there's a corner that's let go, and all of a sudden Tom Telesco's looking around saying, not only could he play, he could start for me week 1.
Yeah, you have to figure out a way to really solidify the back end, because up front you have great potential up front. And that's going to just lead to the back end. You talk about Richardson. Can he step up? These young players, you're going to give them opportunities to try and find their way onto the ball club. And we talked about receivers. Same thing with these guys. First of all, Webb, Richardson, Shepard, all you guys who are, in that third, fourth, fifth mix, find a way to get on special teams.
Right.
So you'll be able to play and be up on each Sunday. But for Brandon Faison, this is a huge training camp for Brandon Faison. This is a huge camp for Jacorian Bennett to figure out not just if you're going to be on special teams, but can you slide into that spot opposite JJ? Can you slide into it and be a solid football player and make plays for this football team? Incredibly important, because we know Nate is really good inside. Nate does an outstanding job inside. Outside, Nate is not as good as he is inside. So why would you force him to play outside? So right now you have a guy who's great in the run as far as Nate, and he can really do an outstanding job with tight ends, creating edge issues for offenses. So you got to find someone who can step up on that opposite side and be a player, be a guy who's going to be targeted, because Jack is really, really good. So most offenses are going to say, hey, on this important down, we're not going to throw the ball at Jack. We're going to throw the ball opposite side. You have to be able to get some plays to swing that ball back. And so that's going to really be what's important going into this mini camp and then the training camp, is trying to find someone who you can trust to be able to lock down the other side.
And as you know, when you start taking the ball away, they stop throwing the ball your way,
That's right?
They tend to go the other way.
And I've been on both ends of that. And my first 7-8 years of my career, I was a guy who, wasn't getting a lot of balls thrown at. So you'd have to find ways. And then later on in my career, I'm, here with the Raiders, and we have, Charles Woodson. So guys are throwing at me. But you know what you got to do? You got to pick it off.
You got to get the ball.
You got to get the ball. And you know what? Then you're able to make your defense better, because offenses are like, you know what? We can't throw at Charles. We throw at EA. He's getting the pick or whatever. So that makes the defense better. So that's where we need to get as a football team.
I think Jack Jones, what's really important, as he's going to join us at some point here, is that his durability. He's not a big guy, okay? He's lanky. He's a playmaker. A full 17 games, EA, of playing, going up against their number one, that's wear and tear. By week 10, the bye week, wherever you get around your bye week, he's going to need it, I think. And I think that certain teams are going to avoid him for obvious reasons, because he's a ball hawk. And we needed ball hawks around here over the last couple of years. And now we're starting to catch balls, at least, that are thrown right at guys.
Yeah. That's important. It's so, like when you're a corner, and you can cover all day and you're not getting many passes, thrown at you, that's one thing. But when the ball is in the air, we haven't been able to get our hands on the ball until last year. And last year was one of those years where, man, making plays at the line of scrimmage that you're talking about. And this one here, the trust to be able to make that play was just not athleticism. It was preparation, kind of understanding what's going on, being able to help other players by coming off your guy, knowing where the ball is. I mean, he's just a great, outstanding ball hawk who has a lot of room to grow, and I think he can be the emphasis for this defensive backfield, being one of the top units in the league.
You talk about preparation, and I know that this is what you did as well. You were a student of the game, the film study, and Jack has told us that play that he made against the Chargers, he knew what was coming. He knew what was coming when they lined up. He said, okay, and I'm going to go and trust myself, and trust what I saw on film. And Nate has told us that Jack is the best studier in the room, has made everyone else better. When you have those guys dedicated to film study, how big is that?
It just raises the level of the whole defense. When you have a guy who's willing to stay in and kind of talk about what's going on, and, hey, do you see this situation here? Because it's all about situational football. So if you have a team that does similar things in the same situation, if it's third and short, third and medium, those important downs, and you kind of get a feel for what's going to happen, it really raises your level in the defensive secondary. And I think Jack is one of those guys who can do that.
Well, I'm going to sound like a broken record, but we're opening up with two really good quarterbacks, Herbert and Lamar Jackson. Those are the first two as we take a look at.
Two different styles, too.
Two different styles as we take a look at some of the competition. that is coming here. I mean, this is no joke.
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill.
Wow.
Mayfield and Evans. Burrow and Chase. Wow. Stafford and Nakua. So, and that's not even mentioning Mahomes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And Kelsey and what they do and what they're going to do with their young wide receivers. So, EA, imperative that Jack Jones is healthy and stays out there. So we're not looking at the depth of the cornerback position going up against the ones, because who's going to be the number 2? If Jack gets dinged up for a game, that 2 is going to be the 1.
Yes.
And then the 3 is going to be the 2.
Yep.
And these guys are going to be here on the schedule. Look at this list and tell me what you think.
Yeah, it's important, guys. When we look at this list here, we know Hill lines up all over the place, right? So Chase lines up all over the place. So that really puts the emphasis on that other corner, that he can step up and be confident in the game plan and the situation that coaches put him in, and understanding, like, all right, he's lined up over here for a reason. You know, what is your weakness? And I think they're going to try and take advantage of those things. And that's what the offseason is for.
Right.
So you to work on those things. If it's press, if it's playing off, if it's, you know, your eyes are in the backfield too much. Those are the things that your coaching staff right now is looking at and giving you that book so you can work on those things in the offseason. Really critically important, guys, that this is a throwing league.
Yeah.
And you have to have capable cornerbacks to be able to, not all the time just shut guys down, but you know what, force guys into making mistakes. And when they make those mistakes, you have to capitalize.
We talked about Tre Tucker and the game slowing down for him as a wide receiver. For Jacorian Bennett, we know he has the speed. He can run with anybody, right? But he has to have that technique to be able to be in position to make that play. How much of that is the game slowing down as well?
And a lot of that is pattern recognition, understanding what routes are coming at you.
Right.
And that slows the game down. It's getting in and preparing and looking at that film saying, why was I so fast here? Why did I bail on my back pedal when the guy was not threatening me? What was I thinking about here? What did the defense call for? Where is my help? You kind of combine all those things, and that's when the game starts slowing down. Right. So you say to yourself, hey, my safety is sitting here on the post. I don't have to really, you know, recognize or honor that post move because I know he's sitting down.
Right,
so I'm going to sit on the outside shoulder here. So when he comes back out of that deep out cut, I'm already here. You know, so those are kind of things that slow the ball game down. And our coaching staff right now is giving those guys this information. So it's just up to these young players to really get in and kind of understand what these guys are trying to talk about.
I'll tell you, Q, I'm happy with the safeties here.
Yeah.
We're going to sit here and talk about who needs to be pushed. Look, the safeties are starters in this league.
Yeah.
And sitting here last year with Tre'von Moehrig, I wasn't sure. I thought it was a make-or-break year for him. I said this. He had to prove that he could get his hands on the ball. He could be. He's a good center fielder, but playing deep center field, a lot of guys can do that in this league. And then he came up to the line of scrimmage and played well. I think the play of Robert Spillane helped him out because he ended up getting his hands on balls and Divine Diablo. But let's talk Q and start off and get into the safety position because Epps played in a Super Bowl with Philadelphia. And with Moehrig back there, I'm good with those two.
I think Epps was a big factor in why the safeties were able to play so well. He helped out, and I mentioned earlier, I was laughing that him and Tre'von Moehrig always around the facility together. They're like this, like 1 and 2 with each other. And I think that he helped kind of slow the game down for Tre a little bit. He had multiple defensive coordinators. He finally had some consistency with Patrick Graham, and you saw him start to come into his own, even out there with a broken hand, and he's intercepting balls. So I think Trayvon's in for a big year as well.
I do too. I think those two safeties really play well together, and they have different strengths, right? I think Epps can be in the middle of the football field, you know, right behind the linebackers and really make plays and be in the right position all the time.
Without it really being on the stat sheet. Like, it's not really filling the stat sheet, but it's important.
You really don't fill on the stat sheet. But he's and even going back to his days with the Eagles, it seems like he was always in the right place, always in there, being able to communicate and kind of bring that thread from the linebackers back to the deep safety. And then Tre'von just really grew up last year. I thought he really understood his position, where he needed to be, and was that cover over the top of the defense. So he really has to have respect for where he is on the football field.
Hugh, as we sit here today on media day, do you think the opposition is going to want to run the ball against the Raiders or throw the ball? Because if you're going to throw it, you got to deal with Maxx and Christian Wilkins. Okay, but if you run it, I think the Raiders are pretty good against the run. and then those safeties, you're not attacking them. What do you think's the philosophy of the opponent?
It's funny because no matter what you do, you have to deal with Maxx and Christian, right? Even in the run game, because that's where Maxx has gotten better, and Christian's going to help out in that game as well.
Right.
I think that they're going to probably try to attack the passing game and see who can step up and make a play.
Yeah.
Right? They know what Jack can do. Can he do it consistently? Okay. Nate is very physical from the slot corner. Who's going to be the other guy? We talked about that. And then can the safeties make play? I think that they'll test them more than they'll be willing to test that line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and when you're talking about offensively, throwing the football against the Raiders, you have to figure out you're not going to be able to hold the ball for 4 or 5 seconds, right? So things have to be short. So linebackers need to get involved in the passing game like they did last year, being in the right spot, understanding the concepts of the offense. So I feel pretty good defensively about what we're going into the season.
Yeah, one last thing on this topic. I believe that Nate Hobbs has to develop into a Pro Bowler. I don't think I'm asking much for that. He could be a very good player in this league. He already has proven that. Can he be a Pro Bowler?
Consistently.
Yes. Can he have 4 interceptions this year? Can he have a couple of, pick sixes? Can Nate Hobbs, because if you don't take him off the field and he lives on the field, he's going to make more plays with Jack out there. When we come back, we're going to stay with the defensive side of the ball. We're going to get some more offensive linemen down the road. We're having a great day. You hear people screaming in the background. They're screaming Raiders because they're excited about being here on Media Day.
Devonshire does it again, Billy.
Launches one. And it's picked off.
For Roberson, and he's brought down. Good tackle in the open field.
Pressure coming. Left is hit. Ball is in the air. Picked off.
Down goes to the sidelines. Has a man wide open. It's hit. It's picked off. MJ Devonshire. He's got space. He's going to take it to the stop.
Picked off by MJ Devonshire. And he's headed down the sideline.
Has to make a play. Goes downfield. Intercepted. MJ Devonshire.
5-man rush. Throws that pass. Intercepted at the 15. With that football running down the field. MJ Devonshire. He is going. He is going. And MJ, the Aliquippa kid, is gone.
In the quiet whispers of opposition, a storm brews. Brace yourselves.
We're going to predicate this organization on class, pride, and poise.
All right, everyone, it's time. And we're live in 3, 2, 1.
The autumn wind is a pirate, blustering in from sea. With a rollicking song, he sweeps along, swaggering boisterously. His face is weather-beaten. He wears a hooded sash, with a silver hat about his head, and a bristling black mustache. He growls as he storms the country, a villain big and bold. And the trees all shake and quiver and quake as he robs them of their gold. The autumn wind is a raider, pillaging just for fun.
He'll knock you round and upside down.
And he'll laugh when he's conquered and won.
Raider Nation, stand up.
Welcome back to Raiders Roundtable, brought to you by America First Credit Union. Q Myers, Eric Allen, and now Andre James, kind enough to join us. Media Day, you've done this for a while. What's today been like for you?
Oh, man, it's always a long day, but it's exciting to see these dudes take these pictures in front of cameras, and it's a good day. It's a good day.
Max said the same thing as a veteran now, and congrats on your contract status and everything. Being around the organization and the leadership and the way you've been able now to mentor some of the new players as you got some new offensive linemen now.
Yeah, we're excited, man. The rooms, this is the biggest, the most guys we've had in the room since since I've been here. We're excited. It's a good group of guys, and they came in here willing to work, and that's what they've done.
We've talked a couple guys before, and I always tell our guys here, the offensive line room is different, man. I mean, there's some stuff going on in there that I'm not sure anywhere else in the locker room that goes on. Mm-hmm. How is that room getting along?
It's awesome, man. I feel like I've never been in a bad room as offensive lineman. You just get so many different type of personalities. It's always fun. It's a good work environment, man. The guys are always great, so it's awesome, man. Yeah.
What has OTAs been like so far? I know you have mandatory minicamp next week, or actually later this week, but I just see you guys out there, and that offensive line group seems like they're really putting in the work and the new technique and extra technique. What has that been like so far?
It's been great, man. It's been awesome to get in here and learn this whole new offense. It's a totally different scheme to what we've been used to the last couple of years. It's been great just to get in here, learning everything, just the different tweaks and stuff we have to do in the run game mentality, and it's been awesome.
One of the things I think that's been unique around here over the last couple of years is they expect all of you guys to play multiple positions. We had JBJ on coming in from Oregon, a center for guard now. Dylan's moved around to two different positions. What is that like because of extra film study just in case someone goes down and knowing you're versatile enough to move?
Right, it's very important. You look at the season, and you never know who's going to go down and who's going to have to play wherever. So being able to be comfortable playing next to different guys and be able to play different positions is very important. It's a very long season, and you got to be versatile. Like
being a center, I mean, that's automatic. Like people look at quarterbacks and, hey, he's the leader. But a center is a guy. I mean, you're the point of the whole football team. What is that pressure like?
Right, everything runs off of you on the offensive line. You're the first to communicate, the first to get up there and be able to talk. So it's important, especially in this offense. We're out there running around in OTAs. Everything's new to everyone. So for me to be vocal and to be loud and make sure we're all on the same page is very important. So I feel like this is what I've really been able to take a chance and just been able to try to nail all this down in OTAs, and it's been awesome.
EA talked about the offensive line room. What has that just been like, getting to know all the new guys, the new coaches, and just everything that you guys have been doing? What has that been like so far?
It's been awesome, man. Coach Craig's came in, and he's a great guy. He's been in this system, ran it with the 49ers in the past, and you've been able to see what the success they've had in the run game and everything else they've had, and it's been awesome. He comes to work every day fired up, and he sets the standard in that room. We go whatever he says. So.
Andre, there's going to be a quarterback competition. We know that. And you're in that locker room, and you're going to hear that chatter in the background in your locker when you're hearing the media come in and talk about who's going to be the quarterback, who's starting, who looks better in the preseason, training camp. How do you expect to handle that, knowing you're really tight with both these guys? You've known Aidan a little bit longer, but here comes Gardner Minshew.
Yeah, it's been great to see them both, their mentalities going into this OTA and just watching them both work. They're both two professionals, just two pros. The way they've attacked it, and the way they're running things, we're going to be good no matter who's in there running things. I'm excited to see them battle out, and this is like what they've said. This is something they've done pretty much their whole career.
Yeah,
they've had a fight, but competition only brings out the best. I'm excited. Who's ever back there, we're going to be comfortable with.
Now, as a center, when you have quarterbacks with different styles and play a little bit differently, how does that affect you? Do you have a guy who's like, Aiden's going to be in the pocket, he's a pocket passer, maybe Gardner is going to slip out left or right side. How does that affect your job?
I think specifically as center, like under center snaps, it's a lot different. Each guy's got their own little, own little flair, the way they hold their hands and their positioning. So, just getting comfortable with that, like how they like the ball and like where they want it. I think that's the most important thing. But like I was saying, these two dudes are pros, and the way they run things, they've been nothing but awesome.
Is that something that do you have a conversation about that, or is that just like you snap the ball and he's like, hey, I want it better this way, or is that something you discussed before?
Yeah, it's something that you just get out there, early pre-practice, and you try to get as many reps as you can. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's just building up that where they like it, where you're comfortable putting it in different, run, like especially the wide zone when you're reaching guys, and it's hard to get that ball back there.
Okay.
So it's just a lot of pre-practice reps and just reps. That's all it is.
Well, Dre, we're about to have some fun with you.
Yeah,
all
let's do
right,
it, man.
we've been having some
Let's do
fun with you and your teammates. We've actually put together a bunch of teammates, and you're going to decide who they are.
Oh, he's gonna.
And then you're going to tell us your best barbecue that you've been making,
blow
whatever you've been working on. Here we
Andre's
go.
going to blow this away. He's
Here we
going to
go.
kill this. Who is that?
All right, we got AJ Cole and. Is that Minshew? I don't know. Definitely AJ Cole though, for sure.
No, you got to get this one.
Is it two dudes mixed into?
Yeah.
Two guys.
Is that me?
It is you.
There you go.
I love it.
Let's go.
All right, the next one.
Oh.
All right, so we got Alex Madison, and who is that?
Get in there.
These are crazy. This is AI generated. What is this?
Oh, Q made
guys
these.
doing?
Yeah,
I
Q
like
definitely
it.
didn't make
Throw
these.
these.
Malcolm Kuntz.
Boom, there it is.
go.
Well done. Well
Check,
done.
check.
There you
love
go.
It, love it.
Final one. This was the most difficult.
Let's go. We got Big Rob. Okay. Who is he mixed with though?
Oh, come on.
You got to
man.
get this.
Come on.
Oh, that's Minshew. That's Minshew.
Look at Rob.
What a combo, bro.
I know.
Right.
What a combo. Both lived in a van for a long period of time.
Right. There you go. There you
we
go.
got Brock Bowers coming in. You were great as always.
Yes.
Be
Always,
healthy
man.
this year. We'll see you out of camp.
Yeah.
Appreciate y'all having me,
All
man.
right,
Thank
way to
you.
go.
How great.
Thanks,
Dre.
Ray.
Andre Dan, fantastic to talk to him as we bring in Brock Bowers out of Georgia, and he's next to join us on Media Day. And
Brock.
I know this was big at Georgia Media Day, but what's it like, your first one in the NFL?
It's not too bad. I was expecting maybe a little worse, but not too bad today. So.
We were able to talk to you, EA and I, in studio the day you came in here. For your family and your friends now you're accustomed a little bit to Las Vegas. What's the transition been like for you?
Yeah, it's been pretty smooth actually. Being a little closer to home is nice, obviously, from being from California and all. And it's been pretty smooth so far.
Yeah, I tell you, man, it's nothing like that first time, you're on the football field with Maxx Crosby and Wilkins, all these guys. Talk a little bit about what that's been like.
Yeah, it's just kind of crazy because, just growing up, watching certain people and seeing them all on TV and just being able to be out there practicing and working with them is pretty sweet.
What's the energy been like for you at practice, the OTA sessions that you were going through with the rookie minicamp, and then even just bringing the veterans in as well?
Yeah, it's been good. It's been all good. There's always good energy, good juice out in the field, and I feel like we've been getting a lot of stuff done throughout the days. So it's been good, I feel like.
Yeah, before training camp, you're going to go up against this. There's going to be some really more spirited practices and OTAs coming up. But we talked about this Georgia defense that you went up against your whole career every day. Those battles and you being one of the leaders on the offense. So you're kind of used to that, bringing the juice to practice.
Yeah, I think Georgia really helped me in that regard. Because my freshman year we had like a bunch of first-round draft picks all across the board, so that definitely helped me a little bit. Maybe making this transition a little smoother, but it definitely is another step up. So how it always is.
What's your relationship like with Michael?
Yeah, it's been good. I love working with him and being in the meetings, and he's an awesome guy. So it's been good.
What is it about your knack for the yards after the catch and what you're able to do once you have the ball in your hand?
Yeah, I don't know. I just kind of catch the ball and just run. I don't know.
No, it can't be nothing.
I don't know.
I just do it, huh?
Yeah, I don't know. I just run. Just catch it and run.
I want to stay with that. That's an important question here because you at the line of scrimmage, getting the ball there at the line of scrimmage compared to running a deeper route. But you have a nose for the end zone, and you don't mind contact. You're not just always getting out of bounds. You feel like in the NFL, bigger, stronger, faster players that you're going to have to protect your body a little bit more.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I don't know. I guess I'll just see the speed and see the power and just, like you said, I guess make a business decision on what you.
I have a feeling your decision's going to still be
right.
Exactly. Run the guy over.
No doubt about that.
Yeah. Who was one of the players you looked to, like when you were in high school? Who were some of the guys you liked?
Yeah, I mean, growing up, I liked watching Gronk. I mean, he was a big.
All right.
I liked watching him and Brady play.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I guess more recently, like throughout high school, watching Kittle and Kelsey do their thing has been cool. So
good.
How important has it been for you to be so versatile? And we hear that all the time. That I know you're listed as a tight end, but you're really, really a weapon. You know, so how important has that been for you to be able to kind of live that role up?
Yeah, I mean, I think it kind of helped out going to Georgia, and they used me all sorts of different ways. So that kind of helped showcase different stuff that I could do. And I mean, I don't know. It's just fun, just doing different stuff. I feel like.
Yeah, we're taking a look at some of your highlights here, and very interesting on where you lined up. There you are blocking down. And, yeah, you better believe
pancake,
that.
right?
That's right.
Huh?
That's right.
Who are some of your mentors and coaches in regards to blocking technique, coming from Napa High School all the way to Georgia? Where'd you learn how to block?
Yeah, I mean, my dad, he played O-line at Utah State, and he coached the O-lineman at Napa High. So, I mean, he kind of helped me out, and he's always yelling us like no false steps and all that. So, I mean, he definitely.
But you didn't play offensive line at Napa High, though.
Oh, no.
I
was all over the place. But, yeah, definitely. And also the coaches at Georgia, Coach Hartley, and all of them there. So, they all helped me out.
Yeah, that's when you are on the football field. I mean, what's the feeling like when you think you're going to be the main guy? You're at Georgia, you play big time games. All the focus is on you. What does that feel like?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It doesn't feel any different than the other game. I just go out there and just try to do my thing. I mean, it's just what we practice every single day, and I mean, we just go showcase on Saturday at Georgia, and I guess Sundays here.
Yeah.
What does this game mean to you? Just football in general.
I mean, it means everything. I mean, it's what I do every single day, and I mean, I just wouldn't want it any other way. I mean, just growing up, always wanting to play at this level and watching it growing up, it's just dream come true.
Yeah, we talked about this when you came here. The ability to play in such big venues. I mean, between the hedges is one thing, but going to Auburn, going to Alabama, playing, and you got to win 2 big playoff games at a neutral site there. So how much did you love that aspect? You're checking into a hotel, you're on the road, and then you come to the lobby, and these Georgia fans are everywhere giving you that type of support that you're going to get here from Raider Nation.
Yeah, I mean, I loved it. I loved it there, and I'm sure here's the same way. I mean, just going to a hostile environment, just being rooted against, but having people that are rooting for you is pretty nice support.
Yeah. What was the recruiting process like? Because I know it was the COVID situation, but talk to us a little about the recruiting situation with you.
Yeah. I mean, COVID definitely played a part. It didn't take any official visits or anything like that.
A lot of phone calls.
Yeah, a lot of Zoom meetings, phone calls. It wasn't.
So Georgia, what was the if there was another school other than Georgia, what would that number 2 school have been?
Man, I don't know. It's hard to say. There's really no second to Georgia, really. I feel like.
Oh, all right.
Good answer. He wanted you to say ASU. He wanted you to say ASU.
He knew what he was doing.
We're talking about. Wait, we're talking about
stay on the West.
guy.
I want him to stay on the West Coast. One of my sons knew about you at Napa, and he was talking about you, and I was like, Napa, Austin? He's like, yeah, he's gonna be great, Dad. He's gonna be great, and.
Maybe he knew the Pac-12 was coming out.
He's back on the West Coast now. How about that?
Yeah, that's good.
How about
that's
that?
Good stuff.
Rock, we're going to play a game with you. We've been playing this game with all your teammates, and we're actually putting some teamates together, and you had to decide who these are. We're kind of morphing them together.
All right.
Here we go. Who's that?
Oh, that's going to be easy.
I'm all for it.
He's new. If he got one of the guys, I think that's good.
Receiver and D lineman.
Who's that? Is that Davante's hair?
Davante.
Davante and
then a D lineman.
Gosh, I recognize the face. I can't put a name to a face right now.
Here we go.
Trey.
Okay.
Trey Wilkins.
All right, here we go. Here's the next one.
Oh, jeez. That's not a pretty one. I don't know. Is Aidan in there somewhere?
Yes.
Yeah, he's in there somewhere.
I'm guessing a lineman in there.
Am I wrong? Right. You're getting
warm. You're getting warm.
Oh, I can't even tell. I don't know.
All right, we'll help you out here.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. This is the tough one.
Weird one.
Here's the tough one.
Oh,
is Tre Tucker in there?
He's in there.
And,
good one.
You got this. You got this.
Dude.
You got this. Uh-huh.
Ball hawk.
CB1.
I don't think I have it.
I told you it's a tough one.
Jack. Yeah, Jack.
All right, here we go. Final one. Final one. You got this one.
Okay, so I see the tattoo. I'm guessing Maxx. Is it Maxx in there? No, I saw the
These
tattoos.
two dudes roll together.
Yeah.
Quite a bit.
You're going to face these two guys a lot in practice.
Oh, God. It messed me up. I saw the tattoos. I was like, yeah. That was the first thing I noticed.
There it is. There it is.
He's young. He's worried about other stuff.
Right.
He's worried about other stuff.
Brock, thanks again for doing this. A big day today, your first media day. Congratulations on everything.
Thank you, guys.
First of many.
First of many here.
Yes.
Brock Bowers. When we come back, more players, more interviews. It's Media Day, a special edition of Raiders Roundtable.
This is our second annual Raiders Business on the Course. We started this event with the concept and thought that we wanted our players to understand the game of golf, knowing that business deals are conducted around golf. A former Raiders player, it'll be a current Raiders player, a professional golfer, and a business professional. We're very strategic with all the invitees here. We really tried to hit on all of these guys' interests with whatever they're interested in off the field, outside of football.
Once a Raider, always a Raider, right? So getting out here, and I mean, even people that played for the Raiders when they were in Cali, that's probably what I've enjoyed most about today is talking with them, getting to know them. It's been a great experience. It's been a fun experience. I'm very grateful for the Raiders for doing this. This has been awesome, and I'll definitely be back next year for sure.
I had a great talk with the guys in my foursome today just about real estate and just letting my money work for myself. And so I'm really excited to just kind of get back home and look into that.
Obviously, the season is super busy and the off season is busy as well. But events like these are awesome. I think our guys do a great job of getting us in touch with them and putting them on and making them run smoothly like they did today.
Back on Raiders Roundtable, the Junior Raiderettes program is proud to present aspiring dancers with a unique platform to showcase their talents and learn directly from football's fabulous females. Participants will also have the opportunity to perform on the field during a Raiders game. Classes are open to all ages and take place at the Raiderettes' very own studio here in Henderson, Nevada. For more information, visit RaiderettesThestudio.com. And let me just give a plug for that studio. And then the Aces here have their own championship basketball facility.
Yeah.
And then look where we're at today. What Mark Davis has committed to just real estate alone in Henderson, Nevada is just flat out incredible.
Yeah, he's hit it out the park. He's done an amazing job here in Henderson, kind of building it up. And when we first got here, guys, 4 years ago, there was hardly anything out here.
Nothing.
And now when you drive through, I mean, it is just...
Can't even see the facility anymore.
Right.
You used to be able to see it from the street. You can't see it now.
Yes, incredible. And it all starts with Mr. Davis. Done an incredible job.
It's important because we all talk about this. The players want to show up to work and feel good about themselves. And I think more more teams are starting to do that. You look at the Star in Dallas. You look at what the Raiders do here. Everybody's trying to upgrade. But I watch a couple of the camps around the league, and they're practicing at the stadium outside Q on just a field tray. And, you look at that at the Meadowlands in New Jersey and in Cincinnati. That's not what we're seeing here, and it's got to help recruiting players.
It does. And, when the Pro Bowl was here for the couple of years that it was here, a lot of the players would say, man, these facilities are awesome. And so that's just, again, going kind of back to recruiting, that's showing off your facilities, right? That's part of recruiting. We all know that. And so just showing what they have and knowing that the players don't have to go somewhere else and train in the offseason. They can stay around the facility because they have everything that they need right here is a game changer.
Yeah, Saturday night I came here for the wellness of the players and the alumni wellness retreat, and it was the first one ever. And Shannon Jordan and her team, they did an unbelievable job bringing back all the alumni who were here. And just imagine you're an alumni of this team, and you played in the 60s, 70s, 80s. You didn't make much money at all, and now you got EA medical issues. You could come to this facility and get your heart checked, your lungs checked, a complete body scan. You could sit in meetings that talk about good things, depression, how to get up in the morning, if you need help overall. And I sat in the back. It was on the other side of this facility, and I was starting to talk to some alumni about the importance of the event, and they just couldn't believe it because, EA, as you know, you're still a younger alumni. A lot of these gentlemen and their wives and caregivers need help, and Mark Davis makes that a priority, and he uses this facility to make the alumni feel really comfortable.
It is very important, JT, because when you're out of this game for a certain period of time, you can feel isolated. And this organization is, one of the few that really has outreach. And when you say once a Raider, always a Raider, that is really fact because, this building, you're welcomed. You're welcome to games. Everyone is the access to people and the opportunities are here. So I think Mr. Davis has done an amazing job following his dad's kind of footprint and blueprint of how to be an owner and really understand the importance of the community and your players.
What stood out to me about that event is I was able to talk to many players on Friday, right? When the whole event got kicked off was they told me it didn't matter if you were a Hall of Famer like Marcus Allen and Tim Brown or you were Mr. Irrelevant like Ryan Hogue, right? It didn't matter. It didn't matter how long you played with the organization. What EA said, once a Raider, always a Raider, is true.
I think it's important also, EA, to utilize the facility. There's now a business. And if you look at the Raiders' net asset value around the world, not just in the NFL with Manchester United, the Yankees, of course the Cowboys and the Patriots, for the business model of this organization to bring VIPs and clients and sponsors into this building is good because this is a business, and I think the business is really thriving here in Southern Nevada.
It's booming. It's booming. And to have a place where if anything goes wrong around the league, this is a place that you can come and you can set up shop. If you need space for a Pro Bowl, if it's something happens with Super Bowl, a player can come out here and you get a visit. And if you're a free agent, you want to be in this building.
Well, Max said he lives here. I mean,
and he really does.
You're here early, you're here late when there's availability. And Max is so comfortable being here. It's a quick ride for him to get here. And then the nutrition, which, again, you've probably seen it if you haven't before. There's a cafeteria next to us and a kitchen that is incredible.
Incredible.
And nutrition's really important because I talked about this with Thayer Mumford and you saw with Andre James. EA, the conditioning's very important. You just don't go there and eat. It's not an all-you-can-eat buffet. Where you go there, you have chefs cooking salmon and the right type of food there so you can fuel your body correctly. A lot's changed since you've been in the league.
I tell you, with the weight room right here and AJ doing a great job in the weight room, trying to get these guys ready for the offseason. Everyone has an individual program that works specifically for them. You have a book that you have to follow nutrition-wise, weightlifting-wise. If you need to cut weight, you need to gain weight, muscle mass, whatever it is, you have all you need right there in the training room as far as what you're going to do with your body. And then you come over here to the nutrition, and it's all laid out. They have shakes for certain people. If you want to lose weight or gain weight, you have the right way to go about that with your individual meal programs that are set with you in the individual refrigerators with your name on it. So you're not, you're not going in there eating Max's stuff.
Right.
It's your name.
Yeah.
Hey, EA, this is what you need to eat today. This many calories. And then just the food there. JT, when we come here, I'm lining up first, and I'm not ashamed. Now I'll get in front of Maxx. I don't care.
I mean, I've seen your house. I've seen your house in Point Loma, and everyone's raiding your fridge when your kids are back there. Let's transition, Q. I want to get to the edge rushers.
Yeah.
What are we going to get out of Tyree Wilson this year? 7th pick overall. He was drafted while he was injured, recovering. I thought the Raiders did a really good job last year getting him ready. He debuted in that Cowboy preseason game. But then he didn't get off the ball quickly for the first couple of games, and then he started losing playing time, but then he came back strong near the end of the year. I like the fact that he's got big upside in front of him.
Absolutely. I think the biggest key, though, you're getting a healthy Tyree Wilson. You're getting a Tyree Wilson that has taken to the nutrition that's here and is even a little bit tighter. And he was never in bad shape, but he's even more rocked up, more tighter than he was even his rookie year. So I think that, the sky's the limit for what you're getting in that guy.
Tre'von Moehrig is kind enough to join us here as we continue on with Raiders Media Day. And
he is.
I'm excited. I'm excited because Trey, you made the big step last year. Did you feel like the lights were on you, and that was a step up year for you now because you're a veteran. You've been here a couple of years now. What was that like for you last year, taking the next step?
I think coming in each year that's the goal, right? To come in each year and just get better, improve your gameplay, and there's other things. There's things I got to work on still, but I do think this past year, I got my hands on the football a little bit more. Came down there sometimes, so I still got to do that. This upcoming year, hopefully get some more, but I'm definitely excited about this season. So
how did the philosophy change or the coaching change help you, I just thought, maybe the middle to the end of the year, man, you just blew up, man. It was just awesome to see you're in the right spots, you're making plays. How did the coaching change or the defensive changes, how did it help you?
Man, you probably could ask anybody. It felt like we were free, man. Just opened the doors for us to, be ourselves. And that was one thing, AP came in and said, day one is just be yourself. Come in here and just, let your personality show. And so, it just started with that, and then that transitioned onto the football field for all of us. Right. We got the energy. We felt the confidence. So, I think that's what the whole team felt.
All right.
How much was the addition of Marcus Epps? How much did that help you as well? It seemed like you guys were kind of inseparable and really a good 1-2 punch.
Yeah, no, he's come in and done, helped me a tremendous amount. Whether it just be, just talking football, just stuff outside of football. He's a very intelligent guy. Like you said, he's a veteran dude, so he knows what, how to play this game and how to do it well. So he's helped me a lot.
I want to go back to Christmas. Tell me about what changed in that game. The defense dominated in that game. It's tough to quiet Arrowhead. It is. It's one of the loudest venues in all of sports. And to be able to do that on a holiday and then get back on the bus to the airport, and it just seemed like the entire team and the roster changed that day.
Yeah, I think, going into that game, we just wanted to be the bad guys. We wanted to be the villains. We wanted to, make a statement like, we're coming in there and we're taking over your house, no matter what. And, like you said, that energy that day and on the way home was just unmatched. We did what we came to do, go get the dub, and we came back home and celebrated. So it definitely felt good.
I want to stay on that game for a second. When you're looking at Mahomes and his eyes, and there's Kelsey, and they got some good receivers there. I mean, and you're on the road, and there's no one behind you, just a goalpost. I mean, you got to be in the right mindset to play against a competitor like that.
That's what you got to love, when you come into those games, in those situations, that's what you dream about. Coach PG always says that, we want to thrive in those situations and not survive. So, when our back's against the wall, I think that's when we, come out swinging the hardest.
Yeah. Talk to us a little about your relationship with Coach Graham, and I've talked to Coach Graham many times before the game, and he's not letting anything out, right? He's not letting anything out. Yeah. But it just seems like that great chemistry between, you guys is really grown. So talk to us a little bit about your relationship with Coach Graham.
Ever since he's came here, our relationship, like you said, has grown. I've gotten to know him. He's gotten to know me. And, we get along well, outside of football, when we're playing. he's helped me a lot too, just with the knowledge, just, you know, trying to put me in the right position to make plays. And, you know, he's a cool dude, man. Cool, collected.
Right.
You know, he got some swag to him. He tried to come in and compete with me a little bit, you know what I'm saying? So I got to give a little shout out to him. But, you know, he's just a great role model, a great leader, a great coach. So I'm glad that we still got him.
I want to go back to that Christmas game real quick. And I remember the week leading up to that game, the conversation in the locker room was, we're tired of losing to these dudes.
Yeah.
Enough is enough.
Thanks.
Let's just go to Kansas City and take what's ours. You mentioned being the villains.
Yep.
How much was that just kind of the theme, and we're done with this?
Yeah,
So
that was the whole week, man. You know, every time we go against those guys, that was our mindset. We're done, you know, losing to these guys. We're going to come in here, you know, we're going to do our thing.
Yeah.
That's what we've been doing for the past couple of weeks prior to that. And so, like you said, man, we just came in and we just wanted to ruin their Christmas.
Yeah.
Ruin everybody's Christmas in that
They had the number 1 seed on the line that game, too.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't remember that. The number 1 seed was on the line in that game.
We just wanted to come in and just, you know, give them cold, man. Just do it the worst way. And, you know, thankfully we got it done. You know, we hope we can continue to do this.
Here's what I think is the biggest change this year for me. I'm going to go all in on this with Christian Wilkins. I think if he's blowing up the line of scrimmage in the middle, there's going to be some tip balls.
Yeah.
There's going to be some balls in the air. Balls are going to come out because we always know about Maxx and then Malcolm Kuntz to merge. And, you know, we see a bunch of players that can get to the quarterback, but that interior pressure, when you're in the middle of the field, you got to keep your eyes there. You're seeing receivers and tight ends come across the middle, but just seeing him so far in OTAs, what's that been like?
Man, it's hopefully, you know, just seeing him is going to make our job a little easier. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, they put all that pressure on the quarterback up in the front. And like you said, it gives us an opportunity, you know, hopefully get it, overthrown balls, tip passes, you know, rush throws, just stuff like that to affect the quarterback and his decision making. So, you know, those guys up front, we know they're going to eat, and as long as they do, we'll eat in the back end. So,
where's your this year and upcoming years? You know, where's the goal for you? Where do you want to accomplish on the football field?
Oh man, there's a lot of goals. But to be honest with you, man, I just want to. Like, I've said this ever since I've been here. Is just go out there, do my job, and all the accolades and everything, you know, else will come with that. Just me going out there, doing what I need to do. You know, making sure I got everybody on the same page, and you know, that's my goal every time I step on the field.
We're going to have some fun with you. Before we do, I did want to ask you real quick. Gerald Alexander is the safeties coach. What has he brought to the table? And also something I noticed at OTAs is the big video screens.
Yeah.
You guys take a break. You go over there and you actually see the film of what you just did in real time. How much is that a game changer as well?
Yeah, no, GA come in here and helped, you know, tremendously, just like everybody. He brings in a level of intelligence, you know, that, you know, me, I haven't seen. So he's helped me in that aspect a lot. He calls it, you know, above the neck football. And so that's what the defense is, you know, trying to incorporate into our game is just above the neck football stuff. You don't, you know, always talk about the basics, just the little details and little things like that. But yeah, the big screens out on the practice field, you know, after we get done doing our little period, you know, we're able to go back and watch film and, you know, get it right then and there so we don't, you know, forget or next time we go out there and we get the same call, we can adjust just like that, you know. So it helps us get the calls and stuff quicker.
We're going to have some fun with you. We've been doing this with all your teammates. We done morphed some teammates together. And it's your decision to break it down and tell us who we're looking at.
That's AJ Cole and Andre James.
There you go. Knock that one out
Free
of the park.
safety, baby.
Boom.
Free safety.
There
That's
you
my
go.
safety.
Ooh, that's Malcolm Kuntz. And I'm going to say, is that Alexander Madison?
Boom. There you go. All right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wait a second. I want to stop for a second.
Yeah.
That's the tough one.
That was tough. That took me a little bit.
We need to get Kuntz a better picture, though. We need to get Kuntz a better
We need a smile or something, man.
Come on, man.
We got two more
Just
for
woke
you.
up.
Two more for you.
Oh, man. That's Minshew and old Rob Ryan, man. My dog.
Yeah.
Final
That
one
was a good
coming
one.
up.
I like that one.
Final one coming up. You're going to like this one.
Oh, man. Oh, that's me and my boy Marcus, man. Two of the best right there. Yeah, come on.
You guys could be cousins or something.
Yeah, I like that.
Tre'von, thanks for doing this, man. Be healthy.
course.
Have a great year.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys.
Media
Yes,
Day
sir.
with Tre'von Moehrig. We appreciate that. More players. We still got a ways to go here.
Man.
Media Day live from the Intermountain Healthcare Performance Center. Thrilled to be on all these platforms. Look at this day right here. Raider Nation Unite.
Los Angeles Jarheads. Hey, you know this? Ooh. Los Angeles Jarheads. Los Angeles Warheads. Ah! Nah. No way. Caroline Panthers. That's the team that drafted me, yeah.
All Yvonne Barnhouse.
Hellbound, I passed.
You want me to tell you?
It's just Modelo, Modelo, Modelo.
If I'm saying some wild stuff right now, I'll be deer, then fawn, deer, fear, born, pose.
I don't know. What is it? That's what I was going to say.
Lozenga? What the hell is that? What? L. What team is in L? Oh my God.
What the?
Kansas City. Kansas City Chiefs. Different. Whoa. Cincinnati.
Miami old friends. Hold on, Miami adult. My adult friends? Miami Dolphins.
I have no idea what that is. Okay. Okay.
Hatland Fall Clowns. Hatland Falcons.
Jack Scones Phil Jack Wars.
Jack's gonna score versus Jaguars? Look at me.
New Orleans ain't it. Oh my God.
Jackson Powers Johnson.
Let's go. Set it on me, set it on 3, 1, 2, 3 times.
Jackson Powers Johnson. The first thing that kind of pops out to me on him is that he just loves violence for no reason.
Welcome back to Media Day from the Intermountain Healthcare Performance Center, brought to you by America First Credit Union. JT along with Q Myers and EA. As we now get into special teams, and I think this is very unique as we take a look at how special teams are changing via the kickoff. And EA, in the beginning, I didn't like this, just like I didn't like the pitch clock in baseball. I didn't like the runner on second base to start extra innings. But more and more as I look into this, and I'm starting to come around to it a little bit, they want more returns, which I think is important here, instead of just kicking it off and kicking it into the back of the end zone where everybody's getting up from their seat to get a cocktail, get a drink, because nothing's going to happen. EA, walk me through this and what you like about this as the NFL continues to evolve.
Well, the first thing is the alignment between the kickoff team and the kickoff receiving team. I think that's the critical issue of safety. And when we're starting to talk about safety of the players, they don't have that wide gap to kind of run, like old school style, and you're just running into each other. So that creates some safety there. And then the ability to be able to return the ball. It's more like a punt situation, which is much safer for all those 10 guys who are up trying to tackle and block. And I think that's the one critical area that's important here. And I think at some point, all football needs to adopt that for that safety reason. And I understand about the returns, but I think that's the pivotal point of this whole kickoff thing, is making sure those two, teams see how close they are. So now it's really more about technique rather than just running into each other. So that's the first thing.
And the thing about it, and they've been working a lot at the OTAs on this, because it's all new for everybody, so they got to get used to it. But like you talked about the lining up, it also means if you kick the ball in the air and the returner catches it running, you're at a standstill. Right? You cannot move until the ball either hits the ground or the guy catches it. So if Tre Tucker is running full speed and catches it in the air and you're at a flat standstill, guess who's going by you?
Yeah, gives you an advantage. Yes,
right. So that's going to be the game changer, too.
Guys, I want to jump into this, too. I thought that bigger players are going to be important here other than faster players.
Yeah.
I wonder if you think, EA, a backup O-lineman or a backup linebacker, a bigger guy could be the difference in regards to a quick block. If you got a backup offensive lineman coming at you to try to set the edge here all of a sudden instead of maybe a smaller running back over the years, I think it's going to be very unique which teams figure this out quickly
and
and
a great
say,
point.
look, I think we can put an offensive lineman out there. I think we can put a linebacker out there, kind of set the play to go to the right side with two big blockers. Boom, because there's no one behind them.
Right.
Once that wedge is broken, you can really take it to the house. And the Raiders better be good at this because this could flip the season. If the Raiders are great at this and they have more athletic players who can do this could be the difference in multiple games.
JT, that's great insight because that's roster development.
Yeah.
Instead of having that extra receiver who won't, really play receiver, you can have a tight end lineman, a swing lineman who plays multiple positions, right? He could play guard, he could play tackle, but now he's up because he's a value on special teams because on kickoff, he's the kind of guy we don't have to teach how to block. He already understands that. And then it's just about body position. So it's about roster development. Which team understands those things first is going to be able to benefit by these new rules.
It's going to be the ultimate chess match. It really is. And the thing, what I mean by that is not only is it going to be blocking to a certain spot, it's also going to be showing a block one way, and you might not necessarily be blocking that way.
Yeah.
Right? So we could all be lined up, and I could be looking like I'm going this way, but really – I'm about to block this way, and it's going to throw off the other team. So, again, just watching them in practice really work on this. I'll tell you what, Coach McMahon, you want to talk about a fired-up coach. He's so fired up to try to work out these nuances. Man, I'm telling you, the press conference with him was one of the best ones we've had just because he went through it all.
But, Q, I don't want this league to be too XFL, USFL type. I still got to believe it. As a season ticket holder, this is my big takeaway. It is a waste, a kickoff. Period. No one is in their seat. No one is paying attention. Everybody knows the ball's going out of bounds. You got a few minutes for a bathroom break. You don't feel like it's Billy White Shoes Johnson or you got someone back there. Remember Tim Brown came into the league. So I hope we don't lose that aspect of it. And what I think it could be a lot like, I went to see the World Rugby when it was out here. And a lot of times in rugby, the ball is kicked. Everybody is around the ball, Q, so quickly that an easy tackle is made. I don't want to see that. I want to see more explosive
This
plays.
is actually supposed to make it so it's not a bathroom break play.
Tell us.
Right? That's what they're saying. It's supposed to make you not go to the bathroom or go get that beverage. It's like, okay, let me watch this play. There's teams that are talking about taking the kicker off the field and putting an extra guy on there to be able to tackle. I mean, there's a lot of different, like I said, I feel like it's the ultimate chess match.
Yeah, and it comes down to coaching and situational football. That's what it all comes down to. Situational football. If you're able to win those situations, obviously more than your opponent, you're going to win football games. And this is one of those situations where it's all new for everyone. We're going to see what coaching staffs are on top of it.
I'm also not into this. Well, we got to tell everyone it's an onside kick.
Yeah, that's
really. We got to let him. Got to send a note over, like a note from one class to the other. Here comes the onside kick. What is that about? I mean, I understand you want to protect the players and the speed of the collision, but the speed and the collision is the 100-year history in this league, and we want to get rid of it now. So the onside kick, basically, Antonio Pierce is going to have to tell Andy Reid it's coming. What is that?
That's not good.
That element of surprise is gone. Right. That is terrible. But, again, I think that this just all in all, looking at the rule itself, is designed to make it a play, whereas Tom McMahon told us, if you're going to touch it, if you're going to be back there to receive a kick 80 times, you're going to have 80 touches, as opposed to the ball just sailing over your head and nobody even touching it.
Yeah, let's go back to last year's first game. So that onside kick that the Denver Broncos tried, he would have to say,
declare that.
Declare that.
Yep. Hey, by the way, I'm going to surprise you. Here's an onside kick.
Right. You have to be some way to get around that.
One of the big assets of this team is special teams.
Yep.
Yeah.
You got A.J. Cole's arguably the best punter. Daniel Carlson has been exceptional since he's been here. A lot of fans complain, well, it's a field goal. Look, I like field goals in tight games.
Yeah.
And when you got a guy who can make it. So I think going forward, EA, This group has got to be a top 10. We know we're going to have a top 5 defensive line. We don't know what's going to happen at quarterback yet. Both of them are competing. We know that the safeties are better than they were a year before. But, wow, the strength of this kicking game has got to be an asset that wins football games.
It will be, and we know that. And the brief history that this team has been here in Las Vegas, those have been superstars. People know their names around the city, you know, so they've done their job. And we just need to continue to put them in situations where at the end of games, where it's a tight ball game, you know, we can line up and end the game with a long field goal.
I think you hit it on the head, though, when you said that what team is going to learn it the fastest.
Yeah.
Which one's going to be able to adapt? Because that's what it's going to be about. It's going to be about adapting. And I promise you, at OTAs, I'm watching them work on it more than they would have worked on it before. I mean, they are working and grinding and looking at every different scenario, having the ball bounce to them, trying to field it. That's the other thing, trying to field it on a hop. It's a live ball.
Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, there was times when the ball would land in the end zone, and it used to drive me crazy where the player would just put their hands out, the ball would go over their head, and it's like, all right, it's down. But now it's not. It's like you have to go get on the ball.
And if you don't get it to the 20, if you're kicking, the other team gets it at the 40.
Yep.
So there's a lot of tweaks to this overall as we continue on. Special teams, to me, is very important because, as Christian Wilkins, I mentioned earlier, I want to get to this point now. The national media is not covering the Raiders. They're not. And this broadcast is so exceptional for Raider fans to have this type of access here. So I believe what is going to be some of the storylines that the national media go, wow, the Raiders, Chargers won 5 games last year.
Right.
Raiders have beaten Denver 8 in a row, and I'm seeing Denver in the AFC Championship game again. And I'm seeing the Chargers are going to go on this big run. I'm like, wait a second.
Right.
The Raiders won 8 games. They should have won 9 or 10, but they were close in a couple of games, a 3-0 game. But woulda, coulda, shoulda. But now what's going to change the perception? Special teams being great at it early in the year, maybe a score. Jack Jones making those plays, and Christian Wilkins saying, we don't care what you think of our quarterbacks. We don't care what you think of a young Zamir Whitey. We got a defensive juggernaut here who's going to change games so the Raiders aren't 14 down in the fourth quarter. They're not 10 down in the fourth quarter. The game's even because Christian Wilkins is having a day.
Without a doubt. I thought we saw that towards the end of last year, obviously, defensively. They put on some tremendous performances, and I think they've gotten better this year. With the addition, Wilkinson, and I think Malcolm Kuntz just really arose as a young, emerging superstar at the position to go opposite.
Man, he's good.
Yeah,
he's cute.
Really good.
And stay on that, Q. Malcolm Kuntz, what is he thinking in a league that is giving out contracts to a wide receiver? And he's looking around going, look at these edge rushers. Could he be one of those sneaky guys that develops into a superstar?
Absolutely. I mean, he had 8 sacks post November 1st. And the thing about it, what I like about Malcolm, when he gets to the quarterback, he's not only trying to get to the quarterback, he's trying to sack the ball.
Yeah.
He's trying to take the ball away.
That's
and
right.
Those strip sacks are so huge, right? That's something that this Raiders team needs to do more of. And he's so fast, his bend around the corner, he gets there. And man, you give him a whole offseason, you give him the same system, you give him the same coaching staff, and even more energetic coaching staff. Yeah, I think Malcolm's going to be in for a big year.
Here's what I saw with Malcolm. Coming into when AP took over. See the bend there at the end?
Yep.
So you found out one thing he did really, really well, and you continue to work on that as a young player in season. You can't have 18 moves in season. And I think that's what the previous staff wanted to see. They wanted to see with multiple moves and can you stop the run? No.
Yeah.
This guy has tremendous speed and bend off the edge. We can utilize that. The other stuff we can work with. But during the season, if you have someone who does something really well, reward that young man by doing that, by giving him opportunities. And that's what I saw towards the end of the season, and he really started to produce at a very high level towards the end of the season.
He looks to me like a linebacker more than a defensive end.
He does.
I grew up in the Lawrence Taylor era where Lawrence Taylor was a linebacker, but he lined up as the end. Can you imagine if Tyree Wilson is lining up on the edge and he's lining up behind him or next to him, and then you got Maxx and Christian Wilkins on that side? I really believe, guys, it's going to be very important to try to keep Tyree Wilson-Q on the field with him, because everybody we're talking to is like, well, one's going to be out. It's kind of a competition like the quarterbacks.
Right.
Who's going to win the other edge? Well, why not both of them being out there in a NASCAR-type package?
That's exactly right, that NASCAR package. And, of course, AP is very familiar with that NASCAR package. He won with it in New York, right? And so that's what I believe this defensive line is going to look like. You have Christian Wilkins. He makes everyone better. He makes Max's job easier. He makes Tyree's job that much easier, Malcolm's job that much easier, because he's the big fella in the middle that's collapsing that pocket. So all those guys, AP said it to us earlier, don't worry about our quarterback, buddy. Worry about yours. That's what that was his words.
Yeah. I think it's a tremendous opportunity and again, goes back to find something that the player does well, and you know what? You do that. And I thought last season when you put Tyree inside over the ball, that really helped him out. He could see the ball. He got off a lot of it faster. You know, he had one move. He would bull rush a little bit. So that would free other guys up. So I think those are the kind of things you can see on first, second, third down and really help the football.
Yeah, I really believe from a media perspective, everyone's missing out on that. I study this, and I can't believe people aren't talking about it as we bring in Christian Wilkins, who's kind enough to join us. His first edition of
Hold on. What up?
We've been talking about you for 2 hours.
Why is that? Don't be talking about me.
We're talking about big things. What's different between Media Day in Miami, Media Day in Vegas? You're big glamorous cities now. Now you're in Vegas.
No, absolutely. I'm excited to be in Vegas. Great city, obviously, like you said. Different for me. You know, I'm an East Coast guy through and through, and been on the East Coast my whole life, so it's nice to be out here, change the scenery. So I'm just looking forward to it. I love Vegas so far. Been good getting adjusted and accommodated the last couple months. So, yeah.
You've been out to Aces games? You've been out exploring? How's that been?
No, it's been cool. Just like you said, I've been to Aces games, explored a little bit, got up in these mountains some. All good outdoor activities. I haven't seen any shows yet, so but if anyone out there got the hook up, help me out.
This guy right here. This is the guy around town.
So let's talk, because I love to see a good show. If you know somebody,
I know a few. You're going to have a lot of fun here because you're embracing this organization.
Yeah.
And we talked about that the day you came in here. Antonio Pierce mentioned you got your workout in, the media after the contract here. You're a work guy. I didn't know that much about you until recently. You like to get in early, right when Maxx gets in. You too.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I just like to get right to it. Don't like to waste any time. And there's honestly so much work to do. There's never enough time in the day. And, like you said, Maxx is cut from a similar cloth, same kind of mindset. And, just being around him already is already making me a better person and a player. That guy's locked in, brings that edge every day. So it's just fun to be around. So, you got to kind of, match his energy, but also try to exceed it too.
Yeah. I mean, I enjoy watching you, I think you jump off the screen, you play with a certain flair, you're excited about it. I love guys who love football. Where did that come from?
Just been that way my whole life. I just love competing. I come from a big family with 8 brothers and sisters. So so you always had to compete.
Where are you at in
I'm
that?
the baby, too.
My goodness.
So, yeah, you always,
so getting everything.
Exactly. So I definitely, give a lot of love to my siblings and for my upbringing and just who I am. But just even as a kid, just competing at the local parks against other kids and against the neighborhood kids, there's just a certain edge you got to play with. It's always just fun for me. I love this football stuff. And every time I play, it's like I'm just that kid on the playground or that kid in the park. And, obviously there's more, there's higher stakes now and stuff, just obviously being your profession and your livelihood. But, it just brings me so much joy. I mean, I really don't like to do much else. It's pretty much football all day, nonstop for me. I mean, this is what I'm about and this is what I'm trying to be great at. So
awesome.
Excuse me a second. Yeah, give him a follow-up on what you said about Jerome. Earlier.
Yeah,
this is the best compliment I've heard about you.
I'm not sure if you know Jerome Brown, but he was University of Miami, played with the Philadelphia Eagles in the mid-'80s, and similar, personality and just impact. He could rush the passer. He could stop the run. He played, of course, with Reggie White, so it was Jerome, Reggie, and they played together, like you and Maxx, and just really fed off each other.
Absolutely.
And the one thing that stuck out to me, for those years I played with JB, is just his passion, his love for the game. And when I saw you, it reminded me a lot of how you played and your personality.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. It means a lot, because, that's a legend of the game, if you will. So no, I definitely appreciate that, and that means a lot. So,
mandatory minicamp gets started tomorrow, but at OTAs, it's been very competitive. You guys, everything you guys do, individual drills, team drills, whatever it is, you guys have been getting after it. And how important is it for you and Maxx to both be leaders in that, each and every rep?
To your point, yeah, we definitely been getting after it pretty good. It's been a lot of fun, truly. There's not a day you can't bring it. And I already try to be like that, but it's even more when just those young guys are coming after you, and they're, what I mean. It's just that energy. So you got to kind of lead the pack, and let everybody know. It gets chippy. It gets we talk a little trash. It's fun. I mean, it's just all good fun competition, and it's cool. And I just I embrace all of that, and it just makes it a lot of fun to come to work.
So we heard here that I'm a big Y guy. I shoot hoop with the Y all the time.
Yeah.
I heard your game is nice, man.
Oh,
I heard your game is nice. I need an extra.
Hey, I need that's what you heard. I mean, who am I to argue? But no, we got to mess around a little bit and shoot some hoops. And there were a lot of guys who were doubting or questioning my
ability,
basketball skills and ability. Maxx Crosby being one of them. So I gave him some crap for that and called him out. But I grew up playing again.
Oh, did
Same
you?
thing. Played AAU and all that. Played in high school, and I just like I said, just always grew up playing all the sports, loved competing, and basketball weirdly kind of was like my first love when I was young. Too. So
who was your player?
Paul Pierce. Yeah, that's the guy that captained the troop. I'm a diehard Boston Celtics fan. So my guys in the finals up 2-0.
Man.
You know what I mean? So so it's been that was my guy growing up. And like I said, I'm from Massachusetts, so I'm a diehard Celtics fan.
Right.
Been my whole life. So the truth. That's my guy.
God, I wanted my Knicks to get a shot, man. My Knicks would give him a little bit better of a shot, but God, it's a good team. It looks like it's almost over.
Yeah.
Jump in, Q.
Yeah, we got a little bit of fun we're gonna have with you. I know you're about having fun. We're gonna have you look at this video screen. We done morphed some of your teammates together.
That's teammates together, right?
Damn, that's nuts.
Who is that?
Honestly, that's AJ. That's Andre James and AJ Cole.
Boom. There it is.
So
Okay.
That's 1 for 1. Here we go. Couple more.
Wow. Yeah, this is comedy. Yeah, this is wild. So that's Kunci and Dylan Dylan.
No.
No.
Coons was right.
Oh, okay, but then that's who else got dreads? DJ, maybe.
He's on the offensive side of things.
One.
Yeah.
Oh, Alex.
Yep.
Yeah.
There it is. There it is.
Yeah. All right, good deal. Okay.
All right, two more. You'll love this one.
This is wild, yeah. That just looks like Robo. No, that's Minch and Robo.
There you go. Final one for you. Final one coming up.
This is reckless right here. I hate this.
Here we go. Here we go.
Oh, come on now. Don't do me like that. So that's me. It's a little tough. I know the. I just hold on. That's
I don't know this one.
Yeah, the fade like that.
Tough one.
That is a tough one.
McKenzie,
no, he's on the offensive side as well.
Mm-hmm.
Who is that?
He may be out back playing with his horses right now. You didn't get that clue.
Can I buy a ball?
If you didn't get that clue, you ain't gonna get it. You ain't gonna get it.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Zamir always with the horses.
How did y'all do this? This is wild, man.
Christian, thanks for doing this, man. Welcome to the Raiders.
You're awesome, dude.
One last thing, quick message to the Raider Nation and the fans.
Hey, no, just Raider Nation, just get excited. Just get excited for a big season coming up. We're going to put the work in, so we just hope that you guys come out and support each and every week. And I'm excited to be a part of Raider Nation. I hope that you guys, will welcome me with open arms, and I hope I could put a good product out there each and every week. So let's go Raiders, baby.
Thank you for doing this. Appreciate it.
All
That's
right,
a radio promo right there.
Yeah, hey, there it is. There it is. He knows what he's doing.
Appreciate it so much. Christian Wilkins, I am excited to see him play. When we come back, we're wrapping it up here pretty soon, but we're having a great day. We pretty much got everybody along the way. It's media day as we wrap it up on the other side.
I remember watching NFL games on Sunday and Monday and playing catch in the living room, just watching games and being like, man, I want to be there one day. And we were sitting there just waiting for my name to be called. We were thinking it was going to be the Broncos, and the Broncos picked before, and then we're like, it's probably not going to be the Raiders. Like, we're moving on like the next pick, seeing what's going to happen, and then all of a sudden Las Vegas, Nevada pops up on my phone. I'm like, man, this is crazy. I walked out to the couch with all my friends, family, and everything, and sat down. And I don't think it really hit me until I saw my name pop up on the screen. They announced it, and I was shocked because I was like so calm. All of a sudden I got lightheaded, and I was like, oh my gosh, like what's happening?
With the 13th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Las Vegas Raiders select Brock Bowers, tight end, Georgia.
I'm definitely excited to come in here and learn about the culture and just get to know all the guys and all the staff and everything, and just get ready to play some football.
Yeah, when I found out I was going to be a Raider, just genuine excitement, just for, just being a part of the nation, being able to put on the silver and black, can't help but want to be a part of it.
Scrambling to call different calls. Goff was under pressure. The pass is picked off. He was looking for Cooper Kupp. Christian Wilkins comes up with the interception. First of his career.
I'm all energy, so you'll see a lot of that out there on the field. That's just kind of who I am or what I do. Again, just playing with that passion and love.
You're mad. You're mad. You're mad too, and you're mad. He said I'm ugly. I think he sees why I say mad. That's funny. How cute. My mom told me I'm handsome.
I'm big on the love and support of each other and just building that camaraderie and building a brotherhood, because I'm nothing without those other 10 guys on the field around me and those other 52 guys in the locker room. So it's gonna be important to build this thing up.
First and 10. They come through and they got him. Wilkins for a second time today. Miami breaks 4. Allen in trouble. Plus the football is taken away from him. Christian Wilkins going in for the sack.
Raider Nation, I'm just here to work. I'm happy to be a part of this place, and I just hope I can deliver, and that you guys will accept me, and we can get this thing going and we get some wins. It's morphin' time.
Back on Roundtable, and another opportunity to tell you about Raider Nation Radio, 9:20 a.m. in Vegas. You can listen to it on the Raiders mobile app, lvsportsnetwork.com. You can check out the lineup from 7 to 5. Q and I have a triple today if you start out today.
Man,
so we got a long day on the radio today, but a great lineup. And I just want to say this in the building. Finally, we have a flagship station. I've been on the other ones for a long time. Yeah. This is finally one that has full cooperation with Lotus Broadcasting, full cooperation with the Raiders, and you got a real flagship station here. And Q, it keeps evolving every year with this relationship.
Just getting bigger and better. Yep. That's what I'm excited about. And, everything that we have to cover, and getting ready for training camp, that's right around the corner. Looking forward to that. But, yeah, the coverage just continues, and that's what Raider Nation deserves.
All right, AFC West as we wrap it up, and this is my radio hot button.
Yeah.
Because I get this every year, June, July. Mm-hmm. Here we go. The Chargers, and look, one of the years the Chargers are going to be very good. They got Jim Harbaugh coming in, the Broncos. But out of respect, we're going to start with Kansas City. Everybody is chasing Kansas City, and what is interesting now is they're going for a three-peat.
Yep.
They must be stopped at all cost, period, because if they get the three-peat, they're the greatest team of all time, better than the 72 Dolphins, better than the Steelers dynasty, because they'll be, the first three-peat. And that should be enough to not only alarm the Raiders, but everybody in football to just stop them. They're supposed to get worse. Players are supposed to leave in free agency. They re-signed Chris Jones. Mm-hmm. They have a very good team. But this is the year, Q, that I think the Raiders put their foot in the ground on Christmas.
Yep.
This past Christmas, they got to do it again.
Yeah, they started to, develop what they can do. They've been very competitive with the Chiefs, more times than not, but they keep falling short, right? And so on Christmas, they were able to seal the deal, and I think that they all realized that team could be a lot better. The Raiders could be a lot better, and so that's what they went out and made the move for Christian Wilkins, making their strength even stronger and know what they have to do. And that's, at the end of the day, you have to realize that you're chasing those guys. So you have to build your team to try to beat those dudes.
Competition, guys. That's what it's about. These are the lead dogs at the party.
They are.
And competition, you're either going to elevate yourself or you're either going to fall by the wayside. This team has 2 or 3 of the maybe greatest, Andy Reid could be the greatest coach that ever coached. The quarterback could be the greatest quarterback that ever coached. The tight end, unbelievable. Chris Jones, unbelievable. The way they go about attacking each team is different. It's situationally. So it takes a lot to be able to compete against this football team, but that's just going to make our team better and our coaches better and everything we do here better, knowing that they're in division. We have to play that team twice a year. So that's really
might feel like twice a week sometimes.
I know it does. It does.
Well, we get them on Black Friday this year.
Yeah.
We get that. And I'm pretty upset that we didn't get the schedule that I thought we got with the primetime games. That's a primetime game, technically, not really, but technically, and it's on the road. And the Raiders got to build on that. They won last year in Kansas City. How about beating Kansas City at Allegiant?
Yes.
How about doing that at Allegiant
they need to do that.
Stadium? And that would be one of the biggest wins that the Raiders have. Now, as we look at the Chargers here, Jim Harbaugh comes in. Jim Harbaugh, I was there the first day. He started with Al Davis in the Raiders. That was his first coaching job. He's a very good coach. Coming off a national championship. Went to a Super Bowl with the 49ers. I give the Chargers credit. I don't give them a lot of credit. I give them credit for making this move. Normally, they don't want to pay.
Right.
They want to step up like this, but the Spanos family said this is going to be their opportunity to win. Q in the Battle of L.A. going up against LeBron James, USC and all that. So big hire there, but they're coming off 5 wins.
Right. They went out and got the best coach they can get for the job, right? And he's got a quarterback that he feels really strong about in Justin Herbert, and we've heard all the great things about Herbert and the Chargers each and every year, but somehow, some way, something goes wrong. And like you said, coming off of 5 wins. So they've got to go out there and prove it. They've got to show it. They're going to be a tough out. None of these games in the AFC West, I think, are going to be easy, right? These opponents are very tough. But, I feel really good about the Raiders' chances. And, again, it'll be a wait and see with the Chargers.
You know what you're going to get with him. He was successful at University of San Diego, successful at Stanford University, successful wherever he's been. I've played against Jim twice, one in college, beat him in the Rose Bowl.
There you go. Talk about it.
And
there you go.
With the Bears and the Chargers. And but you're going to get a slugfest, a physical football game. He's going to try and design a team that's going to be a little bit like us, just physical, come into the door, kick it in, and it's going to be very exciting football games when we play those Chargers.
Yeah, they're going to be improved, but the Raiders play them well. And then finally Denver with Sean Payton. It feels like a rebuild. No more Russell Wilson, who went to Pittsburgh. Jerry Jeudy is gone, no matter how good you think they are. And then they decided to go with Bo Nix right before the Raiders took Brock Bowers. Let me say that on the record. That's going to be something I'm going to watch the rest of my career. Who had a better career? I'll take Brock Bowers.
Yeah.
But Bo Nix is in that spot, and I think that Denver's going to be improved. 8 in a row against Denver. No matter how good a team is or how poor a team is, it's hard to win 10 in a row. Raiders got to win 10 in a row. When I look at this schedule coming up, we got to look at the Denver series and go, we need these 2 because the rest of the schedule is pretty tough.
JT, we've been in some times where the Denver Broncos late in the 90s were Super Bowl caliber teams.
Yeah.
We couldn't touch this team. It was difficult. To beat this team 8 times in a row is a big time, just big time for this football team. We got to continue that trend somehow, some way.
Q?
And the Raiders are circled on the Broncos schedule because they want to snap that streak, right? Sean Payton wants nothing more than to be able to beat the Raiders.
First off, I want to thank everyone behind the scenes, our cameraman, everybody there, Silver and Black Productions, Will Kiss.
Incredible.
And his department today. Look, I thought we were going to get a few players.
Right.
But we got everybody. We seemed to get everybody here today. And this took a lot of people to put this together. Media Day. We got interns running around. We got staff. The entire media department did an unbelievable job. So for Q Myers and Eric Allen, I'm JT. Thanks for joining us. Whenever you get to be on these platforms, and the Raiders are going to put it out to the entire Raider Nation, it truly is an honor. And I'll be with these gentlemen throughout the course of the year. We're going to get out and cool off a little bit in Southern California for a little training camp, too. EA is going to get in line for some food here. Q's got to do 2 radio shows. I got to do 2 radio shows coming up. From everyone here, from Raider Nation here, the players, the coaches, the entire staff, thanks for joining us. It was a very memorable Media Day on Raiders Roundtable. Thank you.